Chapter 26-21. They had waited for 5 years. They had been cultivating near the Divine Fortune Teller sect. Finally, one day, the Divine Fortune Teller sect reported that they had found traces of the other party. After hearing that, the two Battle Kings' eyes lit up. They tore through the void. That's great. After 5 years, they had finally found the other party. Humph, kid. You're finally out. Do you think that by hiding for so long, you can escape from our pursuit? The two sneered. They asked for directions, and the Divine Fortune Teller sect gave them the eastern direction. Eastern Wilderness. He had been teleported to the Eastern Wilderness. What is this kid doing? The Silver Battle King frowned. The Galactic Battle King sneered. Who cares? Even if he escapes to the ends of the earth, he can't escape from us. Isn't it just the Eastern Wilderness? We'll go there and capture him. The two Battle Kings discussed. Then, they spent a lot of money to borrow the super teleportation array of the Divine Fortune Teller sect. Light flashed and tore through the void. The two Battle Kings' figures disappeared into the sky. In a mountain range in the Eastern Wilderness, space tore open and two figures walked out. They were Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. As soon as they appeared, they steadied themselves and looked around. Lin Xian was very emotional. He had returned to the Eastern Wilderness. When he first came to the true spirit world from the Sky Marshall Island, the first place he went to was the Eastern Wilderness. Back then, he had been hunted down quite a bit and suffered a lot. Now, he was finally back. Let's go to the nearby city and find out the location. Then, we'll set off. The two figures flashed and flew into the distance. At the same time, in another place in the Eastern Wilderness, the void tore open. The two Battle Kings of the Battle Tribe also walked out. As soon as they appeared, they emitted monstrous killing intent. Instantly, the surrounding mountain range was split in half. Kid, you can't escape. They took out a disc array in their hands. There was a flickering light spot on it. This was the disc array given to them by the Divine Fortune Teller sect. It could be used to locate the other party. Let's go. The two Battle Kings glanced at each other. Then, they quickly soared into the sky and flew into the distance. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon flew for 5 or 6 days, but they were surrounded by vast mountains. There was no city at all. There was no other way. The eastern wasteland was too vast and boundless. They should have been teleported to a remote primitive forest. Therefore, it would probably take a very long time before they could see a human city. However, at this moment, Lin Xian frowned. He had a bad premonition that he was being watched. The last time he had such a premonition was when he met Zhang Wuhan and the Sky Axe Battle Monarch. Damn it, could it be that someone had come to kill him again? When he thought of this, his eyes flashed with a cold light. What's wrong? Seeing Lin Xian stop and frown, the Crimson Dragon asked. We seem to have been targeted. Lin Xian said in a low voice. Be careful, they will be here soon. Who was it? Damn it. How dare they assassinate us? The Crimson Dragon was also angry. Lin Xian's strength had improved in the past 5 years. He did not believe that someone would dare to kill them at this time. Who was it? The Yinyang sect, the Tai dynasty, or the War tribe? I don't know. Let's set up the array first. Lin Xian shook his head. The Crimson Dragon waved its claws. Immediately, 2 killing arrays were hidden in the surroundings. Then, the two of them stood in the sky and waited. Sure enough, before long, a powerful aura appeared in the sky. It was as if 100,000 mountains were pressing down from the sky. Then, 2 figures appeared in the sky. The 2 figures were tall. One of them shone with silver light like a giant in silver armor, while the other carried a galaxy like the king of the stars. The 2 of them descended, bringing with them the image of heaven and earth. The surrounding void started to crack apart rapidly. They were from the War tribe. Lin Xian frowned and looked ahead. Beside him, the Crimson Dragon also snorted. Didn't the Sky Axe Battle King say that he had 2 companions? Damn it, they had been squatting here for 5 years. Lin Xian's face was also gloomy. He did not know how the other party found them so quickly. After all, not many people knew that they came to the Eastern Wilderness from Zhongzhou. It was impossible for there to be a traitor in the Immortal Palace. But how did the other party know? They must have found an expert who can deduce our secrets. There were indeed a few ancient sects in Zhongzhou. The Crimson Dragon explained. After Lin Xin heard that, he frowned. Deduce the secrets of the heavens? Speaking of which, it was not impossible. However, in the next moment, a bright light burst out from his eyes, and a terrifying power surged from his body, illuminating the surroundings. He was like a sun god, enveloping the surrounding sky. The Crimson Dragon also roared angrily, and his body expanded, roaring in the void. In front of him, the Silver Battle King and Galaxy Battle King had rushed over. When they saw Lin Xian, a cold smile appeared on their faces. Kid, we finally found you. If you want to run, why don't you run? The two Battle Kings sneered. Lin Xian snorted. Run? Why should I run? I came to the Eastern Wilderness to do something. However, the two of you don't know what's good for you. How dare you come to me? Don't you know that your other two Battle Kings have been killed by me? Don't be so arrogant and don't scare us. It must be the experts of a mortal palace who attacked, right? Kid, how dare you set up a trap to kill my two Battle Kings? No matter what, today is the day you die. Surrender obediently and come back with me. Perhaps you will suffer less pain. The two Battle Kings' expressions were cold. In their opinion, Lin Xian was able to kill the other two Battle Kings because he had brought experts to ambush them. Otherwise, with his strength alone, it was impossible for him to succeed. I brought people to ambush you? What a joke. Lin Xian snorted coldly. These two were looking down on him too much. However, this was also good. They came to throw away their lives, so he could take care of them together. He wanted to let the world know the consequences of daring to kill him. What for Battle Kings? They will all be destroyed. Kid, go to hell. Galaxy Battle King snorted coldly. With a wave of his hand, a large flag immediately soared into the sky. It continuously enlarged in the sky, covering the sky and sun, completely sealing off the surrounding tens of thousands of li. The large flag enveloped the heavenly palace, turning into a river of stars and pressing down from the sky. The river of stars was vast and mighty. Inside, stars flickered one after another, carrying an incomparably mysterious power. The entire void was shattered. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon also frowned, as if they were going to be sealed. In front of my river of stars banner, you don't have any power to resist. Obediently be suppressed. Galaxy Battle King held the large flag in his hand and continuously used techniques. The river of stars quickly spun, forming a mysterious star diagram and pressing down. The two Battle Kings stood in the void, looking down with sinister smiles on their faces. Chapter 26-22. Especially the Galactic Warlord, he sneered. That was because the galactic flag was a super Dharma treasure that he had refined. It was used to suppress and seal, and it was extremely terrifying. Even a late-stage 8-star challenger could not escape from it, let alone his opponent. You want to suppress me with a mere flag? How naive. Looking at this scene, Lin Xian snorted coldly. His body swayed, and he rushed into the sky. The 9-yang divine constitution unleashed its power, and the tense pressure instantly disappeared. He changed positions in the sky and quickly came to the sky. Then, he punched out fiercely. With a boom, the entire void shattered. Countless lightning bolts descended. That punch was so terrifying that it could shatter the sky and the earth. The void was torn apart like a piece of cloth. The Milky Way banner was also shaking nonstop. The sun, moon, and stars on it were dimming and losing their luster. It would shatter at any time. Damn it, how can this kid be so powerful? The two warlords' expressions changed, especially the Galactic Warlord, whose face was full of disbelief. Suppress. He roared, and his hands quickly formed seals. More power was injected into the galactic flag. However, Lin Xian's fist was getting more and more terrifying. It was like a sun that exploded in all directions. Boom, boom, poof. The galactic flag was directly penetrated, and a black hole appeared. The sun, moon, and stars in the sky shattered. Poof. The galactic warlord took a few steps back and spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was full of horror. Impossible. Damn it, how can you break my galactic flag? He was too shocked. The silver warlord beside him was also stunned. He knew the power of the galactic flag. How could his opponent break it? Moreover, he broke it so easily? How did he break it? Lin Xian sneered. Can't you understand? Of course, he broke it with a punch. As he said that, he raised his fist again and smashed it forward. Damn it! Galactic slash. Seeing this, the galactic warlord roared and struck out with his palm. Suddenly, his palm turned into a sky full of stars, as if it was the universe. He wanted to cut Lin Xian in half. Boom, boom. The sky fell, and the earth cracked. This punch directly split the galaxy into two halves. Not only that, but the galactic warlord's arm was also broken in an instant. He coughed up blood again and was sent flying. 2 punches, just 2 punches, and the galactic war monarch was injured. One of his treasures was also smashed into pieces. This scene caused the 2 battle kings to be in disbelief, especially the galactic war monarch, who was completely dumbfounded. Damn brat, how dare you? Seeing that Lin Xian was about to make a move, the silver battle king, who was at the side, could no longer hold back. His figure flashed as he rushed over. The silver-white light on his body was monstrous. His entire being was like a god, shining with a supreme radiance. This was not his armor, but his physique. What he practiced was a silver body. It was an extremely terrifying body-refining technique within the war race. Furthermore, it was a divine ability passed down from the ancient era. Indeed, the Silver Battle King not only had a silvery white glow on his body, but there were also strange patterns that covered his entire body, making him look mysterious. Kid, be careful. This seems to be an ancient body-refining technique. In the distance, the Crimson Dragon warned. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Ancient body-refining technique? So what? See how I'll beat you up. No matter how strong the body-refining technique was, he was not afraid. What could be better than his 9-yang divine body? Kid, go to hell. The Silver Battle King was filled with murderous intent. His eyes shone with a cold light. The silver fist in his hand was like a meteor, as if it was going to shatter the entire world. Boom, boom, boom. The surrounding mountains, rivers, and primeval forests split open in an instant. Everything within a radius of 10,000 miles had completely fallen. The mountain range that was tens of thousands of miles away continued to collapse. This punch was extremely terrifying. It seemed that he wanted to kill Lin Xian with this punch. Humph, I'm not afraid of you. Lin Xian did not use any sword techniques, nor did he pull out the Dragon Source ancient sword. Instead, he waved his fists and attacked. Boom. The 2 fists collided like a comet crashing into the earth, creating an earth-shattering sound. The earth within hundreds of thousands of miles was completely split open, revealing countless canyons. This scene was too terrifying. In the primeval forest below, countless monster kings exploded and turned into a bloody mist. Their blood gathered into a river. It was a tragic scene. The Crimson Dragon and the Galaxy Battle King also put up their defenses to resist. Their eyes were like lightning as they looked forward. Silver battle body? Ancient divine powers? In my opinion, it's just so. A disdainful voice was heard. You're courting death. The Silver Battle King roared angrily after hearing that. He waved his fists again to fight back. The 2 of them exchanged more than 10 moves, causing the earth to shatter. Damn it! How could his body be so strong? The White Cloud Battle King was shocked. This should not be. According to their intelligence, the other party was an expert in the way of the sword, and his sword techniques were outstanding. Therefore, he was not afraid of the other party because he was very confident in his own body-refining technique. No matter how strong the other party's sword technique was, it might not be able to break his body. But now, the other party did not draw his sword at all, nor did he use his sword chi. Instead, he used his fists to fight him in close combat. That really shocked him. If an ordinary person dared to fight like that, the Silver Battle King would definitely disdain him. He would destroy the other party with a single punch. Because his silver battle body was an ancient body-refining technique, who could fight him in close combat? Unless it was a special bloodline power like the sacred physique. But now, the other party was able to contend with him? Not only that, but his arms were also numb and the blood in his body was tumbling. It was obvious that the other party was trying to suppress him. No. Damn it. I don't believe it. If it was the sacred physique that suppressed him, he would admit defeat. After all, the sacred physique had been passed down through the ages, and he might not be a match for it. But now, he had never heard that the other party had a super bloodline. Damn it, could it be that the other party had also mastered a body refining technique? The Silver Battle King was extremely shocked. They had never collected this information before. In the distance, the Galaxy Battle King's broken arm had already recovered, but at this moment, he was extremely shocked. He knew the strength of the White Cloud Battle King. He did not dare to fight against the other party in close combat. However, the other party did it. Damn it, how did this kid do it? He could not believe it. The Crimson Dragon looked into the distance and was also surprised. Was this the 9-young divine body? It was too terrifying. He had only cultivated it for a few years and could already contend with the Silver Battle Body, an ancient technique. It had to be said that the 9-young divine body was too powerful and magical. Sure enough, the Silver Battle King's face was extremely gloomy because he realized that the other party's strength was getting stronger and stronger. He hit the other party's fist, but it did not affect the other party at all. Instead, the blood in his body was tumbling and his arms were numb. Roar. Not good. The Silver Battle King's face changed. He realized that the other party's combat strength had suddenly increased, which shocked him. Chapter 26-23. In the next moment, he turned into a stream of light and quickly retreated. This loud voice was naturally from the Great Dragon Sword Soul in Lin Xian's body. The Great Dragon Sword Soul was an offensive saint technique. Although Lin Xian did not use Sword Qi, it did not mean that he could not use the power of the Great Dragon Sword Soul. His Great Dragon Sword Soul could simulate everything. Coupled with the 9-young divine body, his combat strength was unparalleled. Indeed, in the next moment, a terrifying phantom appeared on his fist and rushed out like a giant dragon. Boom! This punch shattered the sky and sunk the earth. The Silver Battle Monarch's pupils contracted. Damn it! Seeing that there was no way to escape, he could only roar. His body expanded and formed the phantom of a silver giant to fight back. Clang! An earth-shattering sound was heard. It was as if thunder had pierced through the earth and exploded with unparalleled light. The Silver Battle Monarch took the punch head-on and then kept retreating, shattering the void. His arm was broken. Blood flowed from the corner of his mouth and dyed his silver-white body red. What? He was injured? That was impossible. Seeing this, the Galactic Battle Monarch was stunned. There was someone who could injure the Silver Battle Monarch in close combat? This was something that he did not dare to imagine. Damn it! Thinking of this, his face turned gloomy. The other party was too terrifying. He decided to join forces with the other party. His body flashed, and he wanted to go over to help. You want to leave? Come and play with Bin Huang. The Crimson Dragon's tail was like a heavenly blade that shredded the void and blocked the Galactic Battle Monarch's path. Ruzalong, kill them one by one. Lin Xian said coldly from the side. Don't worry, leave it to Bin Huang. The Crimson Dragon laughed. His body expanded, and he charged forward. You're courting death. Get lost. The Galactic Battle Monarch was furious. He struck out his palm, and the stars in the sky spun and enveloped the Crimson Dragon. If it was an ordinary almighty, they would not be able to resist at all. However, the Crimson Dragon was extremely terrifying. Once the dragon race's divine ability was used, it roared in the void. He was fighting the Galactic Warlord. Don't look. Don't expect him to come and save you. Lin Xian said coldly as he looked ahead. Humph! White Cloud Battle King coldly snorted. Crackling sounds came from his body as Duan Li's arm was restored. The silver light on his body became even more monstrous. Lines of mysterious runes swam around like silver dragons. It was very mysterious. He said coldly, Do you really think that you can kill me? Don't think that you can be so arrogant in front of me just because you were able to force me back. Let me tell you, I didn't use all my strength just now. Is that so? Lin Xian sneered. Just now, I only used 50% of my strength. What a bunch of nonsense. The Silver Battle King's face darkened. 50% of his strength? What a joke. He didn't believe it. Brat, don't be so eloquent. I'll let you know the consequences of offending me. Silver-white light flickered on his body, and a silver-armored war god appeared on his body, standing tall and upright. Boom, boom, boom. The silver-armored war god lifted his leg and stomped towards Lin Xian. It was as if a silver demonic mountain was descending from the sky. You want to hurt me with a mere illusion? Lin Xian sneered. His fist turned into a palm and slapped out. This time, not only did he use the 9 young divine body, he also used the great dragon sword soul. The combination of the power of the 2 terrifying unique skills was truly terrifying to the extreme. Lin Xian's palm transformed into a blazing sun at this moment. It soared into the clouds as if it was going to explode the entire sky. Whoosh boom! This palm was extremely terrifying as it blasted towards the silver foot. In an instant, the silver foot was ignited. Not only that, the silver foot was torn into pieces, and the silver light dimmed. The terrifying light pierced through the opponent's foot and headed towards the Silver Battle King. Peng the Silver Battle King also sent out a palm. Their palms collided once again, and a shocking light burst out. Boom! The Silver Battle King's palm was first broken. Then it exploded and turned into a bloody mist. Not only that, half of the Silver Battle King's body was burned, and it was completely deformed. He spat out blood once again and was sent flying. He crashed into the ground tens of thousands of miles away, creating a bottomless pit. Whoosh! Lin Xian did not hold back. He stretched out his palm and covered the sky. Under the power of the great dragon sword soul, his 5 fingers turned into 5 huge dragons. They circled around each other and grabbed towards the deep pit below. Green Dragon Hand. When this divine ability was unleashed, it was truly terrifying to the extreme. I'll get lost. The White Cloud Battle King's angry roar could be heard. Then, a black light appeared in the sky and turned into a black moon. It went against the Green Dragon Hand in the Sky Palace. An intense collision sound could be heard, and the Green Dragon Hand was blocked. This surprised Lin Xian. The black moon kept spinning and finally formed a black pearl that floated in the sky. That pearl was very special. It was extremely black and emitted a terrifying aura that made people tremble. An ancient artifact. Lin Xian frowned. The aura of the black pearl was very special. It should be something passed down from the ancient times. It seemed that the Silver Battle King was indeed very wealthy. After blocking the Green Dragon Hand, the White Cloud Battle King walked out of the ruins. His broken arm had been restored. However, his face was extremely pale. That was because he was seriously injured by the previous palm. Fortunately, he had many treasures in his hands and temporarily suppressed his injuries. However, his eyes were getting colder and colder. Kid, I have to admit that you can defeat me in close combat. How many years has it been? This is the first time. However, you can die in peace. Do you think that I only know how to fight in close combat? At this point, the Silver Battle Monarch formed a mudra with his palms, and an ancient silver lamp appeared before him. It was extremely ancient, and there were even strange runes on it that were flickering. On the mouth of the ancient silver lamp, there was a wisp of silver-white flame that was dancing. It was extremely evil. However, the power it emitted was extremely terrifying. Even the Crimson Dragon in the distance frowned. Damn it, what kind of flame is that? It's that thing. It seemed that the Silver Battle King was really angry. When the Galactic Battle King saw this, his eyes lit up. Humph, he said that you are definitely dead this time. That kid will definitely not be able to block this flame. Whether he can block it or not is not up to you. The Crimson Dragon waved its dragon claws and charged over, clashing with the Galactic Battle King again. On the other side, Lin Xian also frowned. The ancient silver flame also made him feel threatened. Kid, do you know what kind of flame this is? 3,000 spiritual flames. No matter how strong you are, you will not be able to block it. Even an invincible king would not dare to touch this flame. So now, you can die in peace. Chapter 26-24. Silver Battle King's sinister voice could be heard. In the next moment, the ancient silver lamp in his hand floated forward. Whoosh! The ancient lamp emitted rays of light. Wisps of silver-white flames floated out from it and floated forward. Puff Chi, the void was instantly pierced through and even melted quickly, unable to withstand the power of the flames. There were a total of 6 flames, each the size of a palm. At this moment, they were spinning in the sky and instantly enveloped Lin Xian. Die in peace. Silver Battle King laughed sinisterly. In the distance, Star River Battle King also revealed a smile. The Crimson Dragon's eyelids twitched. What? It was actually the 3,000 white spirit fire. Damn it. Why did he have this thing in his hand? He knew that this flame was terrifying. If there were enough of them, it could even burn an invincible king to death. He wondered if that kid could block it with the power of his 9 young divine body. Lin Xian instantly felt a sense of danger. The 6 silver flames were a great threat to him. In an instant, they joined together and enveloped him. Lin Xian did not dodge. Instead, he used his 9 young divine body. He was like a golden god of war, standing in the void and fighting against the 6 silver-white flames. It's useless. You can't block it. Silver Battle King sneered. The 6 silver-white flames exploded with an unparalleled temperature, instantly melting the void around Lin Xian. Black holes appeared one after another. Soon, they jumped onto Lin Xian's body. The 6 flames suddenly became larger, each of them more than 10 meters long, forming a sea of fire that completely enveloped Lin Xian. Everything was over. White Cloud Battle King laughed loudly. As long as he was burned by this flame, he would definitely die. No matter how strong that kid was, he would not be able to resist it. Is this your trump card? It's only SOSO. At this moment, a cold voice sounded. Hearing this voice, Silver Battle King's laughter instantly stopped. His expression became extremely unsightly, and his eyes were wide open. He let out a terrifying gaze. Damn it, this is impossible. How could you still be alive? If the other party was touched by this flame, he should have instantly turned into ashes. However, how could the other party speak? Could it be that the other party had some kind of secret treasure? He was extremely shocked. He guessed that the other party might have a fragment of a saint. If that happened, it would indeed be troublesome. In the distance, Star and Warlord also turned their heads to look. However, in the next moment, the 2 Battle Kings sucked in a mouthful of cold air. They saw a figure standing within the silver flames, allowing the countless flames to burn him. However, he was like a demon god, not moving at all. No defense? He didn't put up any defenses? Damn it, how is this possible? The 2 Battle Kings were stunned, especially the silver-white Battle King, whose eyes almost popped out of their sockets. He even suspected that his 3,000 spiritual fires had lost their effectiveness. Outside, the 2 Battle Kings were shocked. Inside the flames, Lin Xian was wild with joy. He discovered that the silver-white flame contained a very strong energy and was incomparably hot. It was very suitable for tempering his 9 young divine body. Thinking of this, his eyes shone with a cold light. The next moment, he formed a seal with his palms and walked in the silver-white flames that filled the sky. He began to refine his 9 young divine body. The 9 young divine body was the most masculine and masculine. One of them required extremely strong flames to refine the body. Originally, Lin Xian was still having a headache over this matter. He was wondering where he could get those doubts. However, he didn't expect that not long after he came out, someone would take the initiative to come to him. He had to get that ancient silver-white lamp. Damn it, what is he doing? The Galactic Battle King was extremely shocked when he saw this scene. He was refining his body. The White Cloud Battle King also screamed. He was an expert in body refinement and had an ancient body refinement technique. He naturally knew what the other party's actions meant. Damn it, this kid is really crazy. The Crimson Dragon's eyelids were also twitching. The 2 Battle Kings' faces were completely dark. Their trump cards could even injure an invincible Battle King. However, in the hands of the other party, they had become a cultivation resource. Damn it, go to hell. The Silver Battle King roared and activated the black pearl above his head. It turned into a black sun again and pressed down from the sky. The black pearl emitted 10,000 rays of light and fell from the sky. It crushed the void and wanted to suppress Lin Xian. This was an extremely terrifying power. Clearly, the black bead was also an ancient treasure. However, Lin Xian was extremely powerful. He stretched out his palm and slashed forward like a peerless divine sword. Wong! A shocking light soared into the sky and slashed the black sun, sending it flying. The sky fell, and the earth cracked. A large crack spread in the sky. The terrifying sword light slashed directly at the Silver Battle King. With the power of Lin Xian's 9 young divine body, the sword chi from one hand was not weaker than a heaven-grade artifact. The White Cloud Battle King was shocked. He didn't expect a casual sword chi from the other party to be so terrifying. He hurriedly controlled the Black Pearl to resist. However, opposite him, Lin Xian fearlessly absorbed the power of the Silver Flame to refine his 9 young divine body. In the end, mysterious runes appeared one after another on the 9 young divine body. They quickly rotated and absorbed all the silver flames. Lin Xian roared. His body shone with boundless light. His black hair fluttered in the wind and his eyes emitted a biting cold aura. To be honest, this kind of cultivation was extremely painful for him. However, with his tenacious character, he forcefully endured it. Because he knew that this was the only way for his 9 young divine body to evolve and break through. Kill! He roared and tore through the void. He brought along a sky full of sword light and terrifying fists as he quickly attacked. Damn it! The Silver Battle King once again activated the Black Pearl and the Silver Ancient Lamp to resist. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the Dragon Sword domain surged out. It turned into an azure dragon and clashed with the Black Pearl. As for himself, he charged towards the Silver Battle King. This antique lamp of yours is really a good item. Now, leave it to me. Lin Xian waved his hand and tore through the void, firmly locking onto the Silver Ancient Lamp. Damn brat, get lost. The Silver Battle King was furious. This was his treasure. How could he allow it to be given to someone else? However, after a great battle, his arm was directly torn apart. The Silver Ancient Lamp was also snatched away by the other party. Lin Xian took out an array and sealed the Silver Ancient Lamp. Then, he threw it into the black earth. Humph! He snorted. Come out, dragon-shaped sword shadow. A dragon-shaped sword shadow rushed out from his body. He held it in his hand and slashed forward. Shocking sword chi, terrifying lightning, and the terrifying 9 young divine body all erupted at this moment. With one slash, the Silver Battle King was split into 2. The great dragon sword spirit directly slashed the Silver Battle King's soul, killing him on the spot. Chapter 26-25. What? Baiyin was killed. The galactic warlord, who was fighting in the distance, roared when he saw this scene. He had been fighting to a draw with the dark red dragon in front of him. Therefore, he could not help him. But he did not expect that Baiyin would be killed in such a short time. How terrifying was the other party? He did not dare to imagine. Whoosh! He turned around and fled. You want to escape? Can you escape? The Crimson Dragon sneered. He waved his dragon claws, and the killing array that was hidden in the surroundings was immediately activated. Countless murderous auras turned into streaks of sharp saber lights and sword shadows, rushing over. In an instant, the galactic warlord was surrounded. Get lost! The galactic warlord roared. The power of the galaxy flowed, and several streaks of light blasted away the attacks. But this delay allowed Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon to surround him. It was time to end this. Lin Xian looked at the other party, and his eyes were filled with killing intent. No! Damn it! You can't kill me. If you kill me, the War Tribe will not let you go. The galactic warlord roared. He had never thought that he would be killed like this one day. This was something he had never encountered before. Humph! Lin Xian sneered. I've already killed 3 war monarchs. One more won't make a difference. So what if I offend the War Tribe? What can you do to me? Buzz. As he spoke, mysterious runes flowed on his body. He grabbed the dragon-shaped sword shadow with both hands and quickly slashed it down. Boom, boom. An intense battle broke out. After dozens of moves, the galactic warlord's body was split in half. A soul tried to escape, but it was caught by the Crimson Dragon and swallowed. dragon's flame, refined. The Crimson Dragon's dragon blood surged as it used the dragon tribe's grand magic to completely devour the other party's soul. Soon, the two war monarchs were completely destroyed. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon cleaned up the battlefield and collected all the storage rings and Dharma treasures of the two war monarchs. They even took the corpse with them. Who knew how many tens of thousands of li away from here? Battle race. The place where the longevity tablets of the four war kings were enshrined had also undergone a change. Cracks appeared on the longevity badges of the four people. Then, they split into two halves and fell to the ground. This scene caused a great commotion in the war race. This meant that all four battle monarchs had been killed. Damn it! Who is it? Who did it? The battle race expert roared madly. The four great battle kings were extremely powerful elite existences within their battle clan. They were the four geniuses who had the potential to become invincible kings in the future. But now, he was actually killed by someone. The four battle kings were killed because they were chasing after that brat. Could it be that it was that kid who did it? Impossible. What ability did that brat have to be able to kill four great war kings? Damn it. Don't tell me that Immortal Palace's unmatched king took action? Humph, they have invincible kings, but we don't? Discussions and cold snorts could be heard. However, at this moment, a majestic voice came from the sky. Get to the bottom of this matter before you take action. Yes. The battle race's warriors quickly collected the information. They swore that they would immediately take action after investigating the matter. No matter who it was that killed the four great war kings, they would not forgive the other party. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon returned to the Black Earth and began to clean up the spoils of war. Among them, Lin Xian directly handed these matters to the Crimson Dragon and let it do it. He held the ancient silver lamp, and his eyes erupted with golden light. The Silver Battle King's soul imprint was engraved on the ancient silver lamp. He was going to erase it and replant his soul imprint before refining it. This was an ancient treasure. It was extremely powerful when used against enemies. However, Lin Xian was more concerned about its flame. This flame was extremely helpful for him to cultivate the nine-yang divine body. This was what moved him the most. Opening the heavenly secret divine eye, Lin Xian tore open a corner of the seal and quickly erased the Silver Battle King's soul imprint. The Silver Battle King's soul power was strong, and this ancient treasure had probably been refined by him for hundreds of years. Therefore, the imprint on it was very deep. However, Lin Xian's soul power was extremely strong. It was almost comparable to an invincible king. Coupled with his heavenly secret divine eye, it wasn't difficult to erase it. It was just a matter of time. Sure enough, in the end, Lin Xian successfully erased the Silver Battle King's soul imprint. However, at this moment, a sense of danger suddenly emerged in his heart. This was because he discovered that after the Silver Battle King's soul imprint disappeared, an even more terrifying soul attack rushed out from the ancient silver lamp. This soul was extremely terrifying. It even carried an ancient aura. Not good. Lin Xian was shocked. His eyes erupted with a biting cold golden light. Behind him, a pair of golden eyes appeared. It was like the eyes of the heavens, incomparably cold. His soul was also unleashed to the extreme. Floating light, soul ignition, divine guidance. With the three killing moves activated, Lin Xian blocked the mysterious soul attack. Damn it! Who are you? How dare you kill the Silver Battle King? A furious roar burst out from the depths of his soul, bringing with it boundless power. However, under the heavenly secret divine eye, he couldn't cause any damage. This eye? Could it be? Suddenly, the soul let out a shriek. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Countless runes revolved in his golden eyes. They formed into two golden vortexes, completely erasing the soul. He checked carefully. When he found that there was no danger, he heaved a sigh of relief. It was too terrifying. No one below the invincible king realm would be able to withstand that soul attack. Fortunately, his soul was strong, and he had the heavenly secret divine eye. Only with the terrifying eye technique could he withstand it. He didn't expect the Silver Battle King to be so restless even after his death. There was actually such a killing move in the ancient silver lamp. It should be a wisp of soul left behind by an even more terrifying expert of the battle race. Fortunately, it was only a wisp of soul. Under his heavenly secret divine eye, it was completely destroyed. Lin Xian held the ancient silver lamp happily and began to study it. On the other side, in the battle race, in the supreme divine palace, an invincible king suddenly opened his eyes. His eyes emitted a monstrous golden white flame that instantly swept across the world. At this moment, all the martial artists in the battle race raised their heads, their bodies trembling. They wanted to kneel on the ground. The heavens were invincible kings. What's going on? That seems to be the place where Lord Hundred's spirit is. Don't you know? The 4 battle kings of the battle race were killed. Among them, the Silver Battle King was also killed. The Silver Battle King was the grandson of Lord Hundred's spirit. Lord Hundred's spirit should have heard the news. No way. Wasn't Ancestor Hundred's spirit in seclusion? He didn't even come out when they were fighting for the Yuhua Immortal Robe. How could he be so angry now? The martial artists of the battle race discussed animatedly. Chapter 26:26. In the terrifying palace, an old man stood up. Countless silver flames danced on his body. Damn it! How dare you kill my grandson? How dare you snatch my 3,000 spirit lamps? No matter who you are, no matter where you run to, I will kill you. It turned out that the ancient silver lamp did not belong to the Silver Battle King, but to this invincible king. White Spirit King said. However, he was very fond of his grandson, so he gave his treasure, the White Spirit Lamp, to the Silver Battle King. Moreover, he left a soul imprint on it. To be honest, he was not worried, because the 3,000 spirit lamps were extremely terrifying. No one below the invincible king could contend against it. Even powerless kings would not dare to provoke it easily. Therefore, as long as the Silver Battle King took out the 3,000 spirit lamps, he would be safe. He could even escape from the hands of an invincible king. However, who would have thought that his grandson would actually be killed by someone? Even the 100 spirit lamp was snatched away. This invincible king could not tolerate it at all. On the side of the war tribe, there was a torrential roar. However, Lin Xian did not care at all. At this moment, he was in the black earth, controlling the white spirit flame. He was cultivating under the silver-white flames. The 9 young divine body was divided into 9 levels. Lin Xian had the cultivation method for the first 3 levels in his hands. Every level was subdivided into 9 stages. Now, after more than 5 years of cultivation, Lin Xian had reached the 3rd stage of the first level. At this moment, he was using the silver-white flames to head towards the 4th stage. The Crimson Dragon had eaten the corpses of the 2 battle kings, refining their chi and blood, and absorbing them into its own energy. Not only that, he was also working hard to refine all the heaven-grade treasures of the other party. He had a lot of treasures in his hands. Therefore, during battle, he did not need to use too many of the dragon race's abilities. He only needed to control these heaven-grade treasures. To him, this was extremely delightful. After flying for about 10 days, the Black Earth sent news that a human city had been discovered ahead. Hearing this, Lin Xian stood up and put away the silver flames that filled the sky. The Crimson Dragon also raised its head. Have we arrived? With a flash, the 2 of them left the Black Earth and quickly landed in the direction of a nearby human city. Greatwood City. It was a bustling city in the eastern wasteland. It occupied a vast area of over 1,000,000 miles. It could be said to be an abnormally terrifying behemoth. There were even invincible kings in this city. After Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon landed, they paid the entrance fee and walked in. It was very lively inside. All kinds of martial artists, from low to high level, could be seen everywhere. Lin Xian even stumbled into 2 undefeatable emperors on the street. Although the other party didn't emit any powerful aura, Lin Xian could sense the terrifying pressure emanating from the other party. If it was before, he would have had to use the Great Dragon Sword Soul to resist this pressure. But now, he had nothing to fear. The 9 young divine body alone was able to withstand this kind of pressure. As such, he calmly walked past the peerless emperors. The others widened their eyes in disbelief. Normally, Even peerless mighty figures would have to take a detour when they saw an invincible king. However, this young man in front of them was so bold. Wasn't he unaffected? Who was he? Which family did he come from? For a moment, everyone was talking about it. Lin Xian's reputation was very strong in Zhongzhou, but it hadn't spread in the eastern wasteland. Moreover, even if the people of the sacred grounds knew of Lin Xian's name, not many of them had really seen him. Moreover, those people couldn't guess that Lin Xian would come to the eastern wasteland at this time. Therefore, for a moment, everyone was talking about Lin Xian's identity and made all kinds of guesses. Lin Xian found a grocery store and bought a map of the eastern wasteland. Then, he asked for the location of this place. After coming out, his eyes flickered. This place wasn't far from the Yi family, but it wasn't close either. If he wanted to fly, it would take about 3 months. 3 months was a long time for ordinary people, but for a cultivator like him, it was almost a blink of an eye. It would take him several years to go into seclusion. Lin Xian didn't plan to use the teleportation array. He planned to take the Black Earth and fly there. It just so happened that he could continue to use the silver flames to temper the 9-yang divine body during these 3 months and make his body improve again. The two of them left Greatwood City and took the Black Earth to set off. They handed the map to Hey Tuesday. Lin Xian cultivated in peace. The Crimson Dragon also continued to forge the heaven-grade artifacts. A month passed. Lin Xian was bathed in the silver flames. Every day, he would let out a blood-curdling scream. Even the dark red divine dragon's eyelids twitched violently. He originally wanted to borrow the 9-yang divine body's cultivation technique to take a look. But now, seeing this scene, he decisively gave up on the idea. He didn't want to suffer the pain of being burned by the flames all day long. Moreover, he heard that he would have to be struck by tribulation lightning later. Just thinking about it was terrifying. In the blink of an eye, another month passed. Lin Xian could already withstand the flickering of the silver flames. At this moment, the 12 silver flames turned into a monstrous waterfall of flames and enveloped him. As for him, he cultivated the 9-yang divine body in these flames. About 5 or 6 days later, the Black Earth suddenly stopped. Heitu said, "Not good. We've been stopped." Did he stop them? What's going on? Lin Xian waved his hand, and the 12 silver-white flames floated back into the 100-spirit lamp. Whoosh! He walked out. The Crimson Dragon at the side also put away the black beads. Motherf asterisk Kerr, who dares to stand in our way? Could it be those people from the war race again? They gritted their teeth and walked out again. Sure enough, 6 figures appeared in front of them. They were very fast, like ghosts. They rushed over quickly. The 6 figures were very mysterious. From head to toe, they were wrapped in black fog. It was impossible to see what was going on. What the hell? The Crimson Dragon frowned. It was actually the mysterious people who came this time? Why? Did they have to hide their heads and show their tails to kill them? He sneered and was about to speak. However, in the next moment, he was stunned, because the 6 figures in front of them stopped not far away from them and didn't make a move. Instead, they said coldly, "Since this path is blocked, the 2 of you should take another path." It didn't work? Another direction? What do you mean? Lin Xian frowned. This was the direction to the Yi family. Could it be that they wanted him to take a detour? "You two, we're all here to make a living. Please understand us. We're just following orders," the 6 black-robed men said in a deep voice. Well, the other party didn't have the intention to make a move on him. Lin Xian didn't want to make a move either. Wasn't it just a detour? It wasn't a big deal. Besides, he could still cultivate for a while. Therefore, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon quickly left. After confirming that the 2 had left, the 6 black-robed men disappeared into the sky. Chapter 26-27. Entering the Black Earth, the Crimson Dragon muttered, "Damn, why is this so strange? Which sacred ground or sect is doing something here? How dare they block the way? Could it be that something happened in front? Or did they find some treasure?" They didn't know. Lin Xian shook his head. "Forget it. Don't think too much." Next, they continued to cultivate. They began to fly around. However, after a few days, the Black Earth stopped again, and they were blocked again. Hearing this, Lin Xian frowned, and he used his soul force to look outside. What's going on? It's these mysterious people again. The Crimson Dragon also frowned. Damn, what the hell is going on? Because in front, 6 mysterious people appeared again. Just like before, they were wearing black robes and shrouded in black fog, making them unable to see clearly. They lined up in a row, blocking the way. The road here is blocked. Please take a detour. They didn't make a move, just blocking the way. Kid, what should we do? The Crimson Dragon asked. Detour. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the Black Earth turned around and quickly left. 3 days later, Lin Xian's face was completely gloomy, because in front, 6 black-robed people appeared again, blocking the way. The road here is blocked. Please take a detour. Damn, is there no end to this? The Crimson Dragon was also angry. Damn, we've already taken a detour 3 times. The result is still blocked. What's the meaning of this? Are they playing with us? Or are these 6 black-robed people originally from the same group? Something's wrong. Lin Xian frowned. They originally thought that only one of the routes was blocked, but now it seemed that the mysterious people directly blocked the entire area in front. Moreover, the other party didn't seem to be using a formation, but a man-made blockade. Kid, this is very strange. This kind of man-made blockade consumes too many martial artists, and it's easy for accidents to happen. Can't they just use a formation directly? However, these people didn't use a formation. Is this really strange? The Crimson Dragon also frowned, unable to understand. Unless they have some scruples? Should we take a detour? He asked. There's no need. Lin Xian shook his head, a cold light flashing in his eyes. It would appear that they had truly sealed off the entire region. This way, no matter where we go, if we want to continue moving forward, we will definitely clash with the other party. Since there would be a conflict sooner or later, what was the point of taking a detour? Understood. The Crimson Dragon nodded. This was the beginning of a battle. Whoosh. He walked out of the Black Earth together with Lin Xian. Seeing this scene, the auras of the 6 mysterious black-clothed men became even more serious. Together, it was like a black sea, exuding incomparable power. The surrounding void became congealed, and the pressure was so great that it was difficult to breathe. Obviously, this was a demonstration. They wanted to use strong pressure to make Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon back off. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. The blood and qi in his body surged, and a powerful force instantly shattered the compressed space around him. Seeing this scene, the expressions of the 6 people at the front changed. It seemed that the other party was an expert. The 6 of them looked at each other. The black-clothed man at the front stepped forward and said in a deep voice, "Friend, it's really inconvenient in front. Please leave." Hearing this, Lin Xian's frown deepened. He also said coldly, "Leave? I've already given you face 3 times and spared you 3 times. But you still dare to stop me? What? Does this territory belong to your family? You won't let the others go? Of course, it's not our family's territory. But now, it's under our control. Humph, how arrogant. The Yi family is in front of us. How dare you control the territory of the remote antiquity families?" Lin Xian sneered. The remote antiquity families were great emperor families. They were even more terrifying than sacred grounds and large sections. There were basically no other forces in the place where they were. Even if there were countless cities, they were all under the control of the remote antiquity families. But now, the black-clothed men in front of them were saying that this place was under their control? What a joke. Would they dare to go against the Yi family? We don't know what the remote antiquity families are. In short, no one is allowed to go forward. Anyone who dares to disobey will be killed without mercy. At this point, boundless killing intent rose from the 6 black-clothed men. It soared into the sky like 6 peerless killing swords. "Are you threatening me?" Lin Xian sneered. "What if I insist on going forward?" "Kill." The eyes of the black-clothed man in the middle suddenly shone with a cold light. With a roar, the 6 of them quickly moved. 6 unparalleled sword gleams slashed down, shrouding Lin Xian within. The 6 black-clothed men were extremely terrifying. When the 6 of them joined forces, they could kill a peerless almighty. But this time, they slashed empty air. Lin Xian's body suddenly disappeared from the sky without a trace. The 6 black-clothed men's faces changed. Damn it! Hurry up and defend. They did not expect Yi Xian to be so fast that he could evade their attacks. The black aura on the 6 black-clothed men trembled and formed 6 pitch-black shields. They connected to each other and formed a boundary that protected their bodies. Boom! Just as they finished doing all this, a huge fist appeared out of nowhere in the sky. It was as if a mountain was pressing down on them. This fist was unparalleled. It carried with it a bright light and a sharp sword aura. In an instant, it arrived above the 6 black-clothed men and then mercilessly descended. Kill! The 6 black-clothed men roared and waved their terrifying sword auras to meet the attack. They did not think that Yi Xian could fight against them. Boom! But when they came into contact with the fist, their faces changed. The reason for that was because that punch was simply too terrifying. It was as if the fist of a god was pressing down mercilessly. Their sword auras shattered into countless pieces in the sky and scattered in all directions. The 6 black-clothed men were instantly enveloped by the fist. When the fist disappeared, the 6 black-clothed men turned into a bloody mist and floated in the sky. Hee, they really overestimated themselves. The Crimson Dragon sneered when he saw this. Even the War Tribe's elites were no match for Lin Xian, let alone these 6 black-clothed men. Only death awaited them if they fought against Lin Xian. Let's go. Lin Xian waved his hand and flew forward with the Crimson Dragon. This time, the two of them were very fast. They were like 2 bolts of lightning that streaked across the sky. However, in the distance, countless black-clothed men were charging over. Because when one of the black-clothed men died, the other black-clothed men would know. There was a special mark in their bodies. As long as they died, it would explode and transmit information. Therefore, at this moment, all the black-clothed men knew that someone had barged in. Among them, there were a few who were obviously the leaders. They were emitting extremely powerful killing intent. They said coldly that they must kill the person who had barged in. They must not let anyone get close to the Yi family. Yes. In the sky, countless black-clothed men responded respectfully. Then, they turned into ghosts and rushed in all directions. Chapter 26-28. They were all powerhouses. If they worked together, it would not be difficult for them to investigate a radius of a few million miles. Other than the men in black, there was no one else around. If there was anyone else here, they would be shocked. What did they mean by not letting anyone get close to the Yi family? These people were indeed targeting the Yi family. But who were these people? How dare they target the clan of the ancients? Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon did not know either. This was because the two of them had not flown for long before they were found. The other party had powerful artifacts and secret techniques. Even if they hid in the void, they would still be discovered. In an instant, countless people charged towards them. Just as well. I'll use you guys as practice. Lin Xian used the 9 Yang Divine Body. His body emitted an unparalleled light. He walked between heaven and earth like a god of war. The Crimson Dragon also rolled its body and turned into a divine dragon that covered the sky. Both of them were terrifying powerhouses. It was not difficult for them to kill a late-stage 8-star powerhouse. Those men in black were no match for them at all. Take out our Dharma treasures. Suddenly, countless Dharma treasures flew in the sky. Killing matrices covered the sky and shrouded the area in front of them. However, they could not stop Lin Xian's fist at all. With one punch, heaven and earth shattered. The Dharma treasures in the sky exploded into a bloody mist. Lin Xian let out a long howl as a terrifying sword aura gushed out from his body. As his arm fell, the sword aura also came slashing down. It was like a giant sword that reached the sky. All the killing arrays around were torn apart. The Crimson Dragon also roared. It opened its mouth and spat out flames. At the same time, it waved its dragon claws. Divine lightning fell from the sky. The power was not something that the men in black could resist. Therefore, hundreds and thousands of men in black were killed in an instant. Seeing that no one stood up, Lin Xian snorted and walked forward with the Crimson Dragon again. However, He frowned after a few steps. That was because a sneer came from the sky. Ha 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 ha. No wonder you dare to trespass this place. It turns out that you are quite capable. Who was it? Trying to act mysterious? Get your ass out here. Lin Xian frowned and roared angrily. His gaze turned into tens of thousands of sword lights, shattering the surrounding void. This sword chi was too terrifying. Even the mysterious person in the darkness had to focus to deal with it. With a cold snort, the dead black-robed kings on the ground all stood up, their bodies erupting with boundless bloody light. They came back to life and rushed towards Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. He was alive again. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon frowned, but they soon realized that something was wrong. These people were not resurrected, but controlled by someone else. People from the Chasing Corpse sect. The Crimson Dragon snorted. Lin Xian frowned. They had seen this sect in the ancient tomb before. They were able to control corpses and were extremely terrifying. However, the people from the Chasing Corpse sect usually only controlled one corpse, and it was cultivated by them. It was the first time that he had seen someone controlling thousands of corpses to attack. In the sky, thousands of figures floated up and down. Each of them emitted a monstrous bloody aura, as if they had turned into ghosts. They did not rush over immediately. Instead, they stood in the sky densely and surrounded Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Little kid, I will give you a chance to live. Leave this place immediately, and I will not attack you. Otherwise, you will end up in a miserable state. In fact, you will even become one of them. There is no need for that. I have to take this path. I am going to the Yi family for business. I will not go back, Lin Xian said in a deep voice. Yi family? You want to go to the Yi family? The figure in the sky was stunned. Then, he became ferocious and eerie. In that case, I will not let you live. Just die obediently for me. At this point, his voice became shrill, as if he was an evil ghost pouncing on its prey. Boom! Thousands of demonic figures moved together and attacked Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Boom! A great battle broke out. While Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were fighting, another shocking battle broke out in another place in the east. This battle was very fierce and cruel. It was not weaker than Lin Xian's battle. Moreover, one of the figures was covered in a golden aura. He was like a golden god of war. His power seemed to be more terrifying than Lin Xian's divine nine-yang body. There were very few people in the younger generation who could reach this step. If there was one, it would be the Yi family's divine body. After all, the divine body had been passed down since ancient times. Moreover, Yi Wudao had been cultivating it since he was young. It could be said that he was more terrifying than Lin Xian's divine nine-yang body. Yes, the one fighting was Yi Wudao. His black hair fluttered in the wind. His body was covered in blood, and his face was extremely pale. However, his eyes were very cold. There was even a boundless killing intent. Beside him, 7 corpses had already fallen. Each of them was a peerless powerhouse. In the outside world, they were peerless powerhouses who dominated a region. However, at this moment, they were all lonely ghosts. The ground beneath their feet was shattered. Because the blood of the peerless powerhouses was too terrifying, it directly sank into the ground and caused countless cracks to appear. There was a cold wind blowing all around, and a rain of blood was falling. It was a scene of destruction. Beside Yi Wudao, there were 8 or 9 figures. Each of them was covered in a golden light. They were also martial artists of the Yi family. There were middle-aged men and elders. Without exception, they were all very powerful. However, they were also covered in blood. Some of them were even injured. At this moment, they looked around in madness. Damn it! Who are you? How dare you attack the Yi family? Do you really want to die? Hurry up and get lost. I can let bygones be bygones. Otherwise, when I catch you, the Yi family will bring a peerless divine weapon and wipe you out. Is that so? Wipe us out. You are really naive. Do you think I will let you leave alive? Do you think the Yi family will know about this? Don't worry. By the time the Yi family finds out, we'll be long gone. We've already decided that once we kill Yi Wudao, we won't come out for 1,000 years. No matter how strong the Yi family is, do you think you can find us? When the Yi family experts heard this, their pupils constricted. Yi Wudao's expression was cold. The enemy had actually made such a plan. It seemed they really were determined to kill him. But who would want to kill him? Yi Wudao couldn't figure it out. The other clans of the primordial ancients? Or the other top sects? He didn't know. He had a saint physique and was the most important genius of the Yi family. Basically, no one dared to have any ideas about him. If he died, the Yi family would go crazy. They would use a peerless divine weapon, and perhaps even an extreme weapon to destroy their enemies. Therefore, even if someone hated Yi Wudao, they wouldn't dare to make a move. But now, someone had actually dared to make a move on him. Furthermore, it was a killing move. There were too many experts on the other side. Clearly, they had been planning this for a long time. Chapter 26-29. Why? You're so naive. Of course, you can't let the sacred body continue to grow. The experts in front of him were also covered in black mist, covering their faces. Their killing intent pierced through heaven and earth. Obviously, they were all peerless experts. Damn it, who is it? The elders of the Yi family roared. They had a few targets in mind, but they weren't sure. They couldn't believe that these people would dare to do this. Yi Wudao snorted coldly. So, the person who ordered you is afraid of me? What a waste. Looks like he can't beat me in a head-on fight, so he came up with such a dirty trick. Even if he succeeds, he's still a waste. Do you think that such a waste can ascend the path of a great emperor? What a joke. Yi Wudao knew very well that the person who killed him was jealous and afraid of him. He had a high chance of walking the path of a great emperor and succeeding. Obviously, there were other peerless geniuses who didn't want him to walk this path and didn't want him to become a great emperor. Therefore, before he fully matured, he wanted to kill him. But, was he that easy to kill? Kid, it looks like you know more than those old guys. Very well, you're a smart person. I'll give you a choice. Now, kneel on the ground and accept your death. Don't resist, and I'll give you a quick death. Even if you're killed, you won't feel too much pain. Otherwise, if you dare to resist and we catch you, your fate will be miserable. I heard that your blood contains supreme energy. I really want to see it and refine you into a pill. Ha 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 ha. The mysterious people laughed crazily, their eyes burning with passion. Indeed, this was the descendant of a great emperor and the most terrifying sacred body among the descendants of great emperors. The other party's physique and bloodline were definitely a supreme divine medicine. If they could get it, they might be able to obtain the power of the sacred body. Thinking of this, they became even crazier. Go. Kill him. Kill Yi Wudao. Boom. The dozens of supreme mighty beings on the other side rushed over as though they had gone berserk, causing the entire firmament to shatter. Protect Wudao. The 8 elders of the Yi family roared in anger. They also quickly counterattacked. Every single one of them was incomparably powerful. They were like golden giants, destroying everything in their path. Leaf Daodenier was even more shocking. His golden fists slammed into the almighty experts, causing them to cough up blood. However, these mysterious almighties were not to be trifled with either. Their strength was also very powerful. So for a while, they fought very fiercely. The immortal king descends to the 9 heavens. Leaf Daodenier roared, and the terrifying projection of an immortal king erupted from him. He was like a mountain giant looking down on everything. Boom. With a single punch, the 2 peerless almighties who were charging at him were blasted into a bloody mist. The elders of the Yi family also used their ultimate skills. A few of them even took out their saint's fragments. He killed all the peerless almighties around him. Do you really think that the Yi family is easy to bully? These people from the Yi family were very strong. Even though they had fewer people, they still had the upper hand. Whoosh, the remaining people did not attack again. Instead, they retreated. They let out long howls one after another. Hum in the distance, the sound of something breaking through the air could be heard. More than a dozen powerful figures appeared. More than a dozen peerless almighties. As soon as they appeared, they joined hands and formed one killing formation after another. Terrifying killing intent emanated from them. It was a terrifying spell formation, which then shot toward Leaf Daodenier and the others. They were courting death. Elders, there was no need to hold back. Leif Daudinir roared, and the projection of his immortal king blasted out in all directions. At this moment, Leif Daudinir was so powerful that he surpassed the younger generation. Even the elders could not help but sigh at their inferiority. Damn it! Let's work together and kill the Saint Physique. The mysterious experts roared as well. They realized that Leif Daudinir was too terrifying. None of them were his match in a one-on-one fight. Not even 2 or 3 of them working together. It would take 7 or 8 people working together to suppress him. A long spear streaked through the air, carrying terrifying lightning with it as it transformed into a lightning dragon that charged forward. On the other side, a fan appeared, transforming into a mountain that pressed down from the sky. A fiery greatsword and a terrifying axe appeared. One terrifying weapon after another descended from the sky, enveloping Leif Daudinir. Leif Daudinir's golden blood chi surged to the sky. He punched out, shattering the lightning spear, mountain fan, and fiery greatsword. You want to kill me? In your next life. Leif Daudinir was very powerful. The others were shocked and frantically retreated. Damn it! This guy was too terrifying. Was this the power of a Saint Physique? It was terrifying indeed. They had been entrusted with the task of killing Leif Daudinir. In their opinion, no matter how strong Leif Daudinir was, he was only from the younger generation. With so many peerless almighties working together, how could they not kill him? But when they really fought, they realized that they were wrong. Leif Daudinir was too strong. He was so strong that it was unbelievable. With so many peerless almighties attacking him, not only did he not die, but he also killed many of their peerless almighties. His methods were heaven-defying. No wonder someone wanted to kill him. There were probably not many people on the Emperor Road who could be his match. But so what? Today, Leif Daudinir would die without a doubt. On their side, someone had also opened a saint fragment. It was a broken red hammer, but it emitted a monstrous saint aura. It was a fragment of a saint weapon. You want to compete with me in terms of weapons? You're courting death. Leif Daudinir snorted. He raised his hand, and a bronze cauldron appeared above his head, releasing tens of thousands of auras. This was a replica of the Celestial Emperor's cauldron. It was extremely terrifying and was a forbidden weapon that the Yi family had specially made for Leif Daudinir. Sure enough, Leif Daudinir activated the Heaven and Earth Cauldron, releasing an unparalleled divine aura to fight against the Saint Fragment. Boom! An earth-shattering sound rang out, and a burst of energy swept out in all directions. Many peerless almighties were sent flying, coughing up blood. Leif Daudinir stood there unscathed. Ants like you want to kill me? Is that so? Right at this moment, a series of gloomy and cold voices sounded out. Whoosh! 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 4 figures appeared around him. They were 4 extremely terrifying and mysterious people, and their auras were terrifying. Each of them was a late-stage 8-star king. At that moment, the 4 of them joined forces and formed a domain that completely imprisoned Leif Daudinir. Damn it! When the elders of the Yi family saw this scene, their expressions changed. They attacked the 4 late-stage 8-star powerhouses one after another. However, they were currently pinned down by countless peerless almighties, so they could not use their full strength for the time being. Leif Daudinir's face was gloomy. He could kill a late-stage 8-star king. But with 4 late-stage 8-star kings attacking together, the situation was different. Chapter 26:30. Although he was powerful, he was not a god. This had put him in danger. However, as a Saint Physique, Yi Wudao would not submit. Kill! He roared angrily and used all kinds of ultimate techniques. The immortal king activated the Celestial Emperor Cauldron, erupting with unparalleled power. After an earth-shaking battle, 2 late-stage 8-star kings were killed, and 1 late-stage 8-star king was severely injured. The other retreated with a pale face. Yi Wudao was not in a good state either. He had also been seriously injured in this battle. Moreover, he had consumed too much energy and was already at the end of his rope. Pooh! Yi Wudao spat out a mouthful of blood, and his face was incomparably pale. He formed a seal with his palms, and the broken bones in his body quickly healed. The blood chi in his body kept rolling, repairing his injuries. The surrounding mysterious, peerless, mighty figures were astounded by this scene. Damn it, was he still human? 4 late-stage 8-star kings couldn't kill him even if they joined forces. He even killed 2 of them and seriously injured one. This method was too terrifying. However, there were also people who snorted coldly. So what? He was already an arrow at the end of its flight and didn't have much strength left. Let's attack together. This time, we will definitely be able to kill him. These people sneered again and again. One by one, they held their weapons and slowly approached. You want to kill me? Let's see if you have the ability. Yi Wudao took out 2 pills and swallowed them. A hint of blood red appeared in his eyes, and a volcanic power erupted. Damn it, the expressions of those supreme experts changed. Damn it, his power. What was he eating? Stop him. Don't let him recover. These people attacked crazily. However, Yi Wudao was eating the Yi family's secret pill. This kind of pill was very precious. Usually, he couldn't bear to eat it. But now, he couldn't care less. Sure enough, his exhausted energy was quickly recovering, and the others attacked crazily. However, the Immortal King's phantom waved the Celestial Emperor Cauldron and blocked all the terrifying energy. For a moment, they couldn't stop it at all. Humph. Yi Wudao snorted coldly. The Yi family elders also heaved a sigh of relief. As long as Yi Wudao recovered, they would join forces and fight their way out. However, in the next moment, their expressions suddenly changed. Not good, Run. They cried out in alarm. Leaf Daodinier's pupils constricted. Although he still hadn't fully recovered, he couldn't afford to be careless. Instantly, Lin Fan dodged to the side and dodged swiftly. At this moment, he was using all of his strength, and the power of bloodline was unleashed madly as well. At the same time, he recalled the Celestial Emperor's cauldron to protect him. Even as Leaf Daodinier took action, a hand descended from the sky. It was like the palm of a god, bringing with it a supreme divine might. Invincible King. The Invincible King had made his move. The faces of the elders of the Yi family changed. Damn it, the other party actually sent King Liwudi to kill them. This time, it was really dangerous. Thankfully, Leaf Daodinier reacted quickly and decisively, drawing on all the power he could muster to avoid the attack. However, the palm wind still swept past him, causing half of his body to shatter. More than half of Leaf Daodinier's bones were broken, and he slammed into the ground. Whoosh! He kept retreating. Crackling sounds came from his body as he quickly recovered. Damn it, it's an invincible king. His expression was extremely ugly. Humph, do you really think you can escape? A cold voice rang out, and the sky was torn apart as an imposing figure descended. His terrifying aura was like that of a fiend god as he looked down on everyone below. He was an invincible king. However, this invincible king was also wrapped in black mist, making it impossible to see his face. Clearly, he didn't want to reveal his true identity. Damn it! Who the hell are you? Aren't you afraid of the Yi family's revenge? The elders of the Yi family howled in rage. This invincible king was definitely someone important and might even be acquainted with them. Otherwise, he wouldn't have used black mist to cover his face. Humph, dead people don't need to know so much. The mysterious invincible king said coldly. He slowly raised his hand. Now, everything was over. He thrust out his palm, which blotted out the sky and formed a 5-fingered mountain that enveloped Leaf Daodinier. Leaf Daodinier roared and used the Immortal King descends to the 9 heavens. They fought until the sky fell and the earth cracked. Unfortunately, he couldn't escape. There was nothing he could do. Although he was strong, he was still a junior. Compared to invincible kings, he was still somewhat lacking. At the very least, he couldn't contend with invincible kings. You're courting death. The elders of the Yi family roared, and the 8 of them joined forces to attack with the Emperor of Heaven replica. In the blink of an eye, they sent the invincible king's palm flying. Then, the 8 of them surrounded Leaf Daodinier and protected him. Let's carve out a bloody path. They poured all their power into the Heaven and Earth replica. It was a forbidden item refined by a supreme sage, and was extremely terrifying. Now that the 9 of them were using all their power, it erupted with unparalleled power. So what if you're an invincible king? Do you think we can't stand up to you? The Yi family elders snorted. The invincible king frowned, and the faces of the others fell. They had underestimated their opponent. Was that so? If one invincible king wasn't enough, then what about 2? Another cold laugh rang out. As soon as the voice rang out, heaven and earth cracked, and a supreme divine might descended. Not good. The faces of the Yi family members fell. Leaf Daudinier's eyes shone with a terrifying light. A second invincible king had appeared. In order to kill him, 2 invincible kings had been mobilized. Damn it, why hasn't the family sent anyone yet? The expressions of the Yi family elders changed. This wasn't the first day they were being hunted. They had been hunted for 5 or 6 days already. They had spread the news long ago, and logically speaking, the family should have sent experts to rescue them. But now, there was no news at all. Don't count on the family to save you. We've already set up an inescapable net to intercept all news. The Yi family doesn't know that you're being threatened. So, you can die in peace. The second invincible king sneered. To be more precise, the second invincible king was a little strange because there were 2 figures. One was a beast, and the other was a human. The human wasn't an invincible king, but a late-stage 8-star almighty. However, the demonic beast beside him was an invincible demonic king. The terrifying aura emanating from it caused the surrounding almighty to tremble. Tiger Flood Dragon. This was actually a tiger flood dragon. It had the upper body of a tiger, but the lower body of a flood dragon. Its huge tail was constantly flapping. It was covered in scales, and a pair of blood-red wings grew from its back. It looked very ferocious. This was a mutated beast that had reached the 9-star Demon King level. It was known as an invincible king. Chapter 26:31. It was too terrifying. Everyone in the Yi family had ugly expressions. Yi Wudao's expression was grave. 2 invincible kings working together was something they couldn't handle, unless they used other trump cards. However, who knew if there would be other invincible kings among them? Furthermore, the 2 invincible kings definitely had some shocking trump cards. Therefore, they didn't dare to fight anymore and quickly fled. They activated the Celestial Emperor's Cauldron replica, and 10,000 rays of light descended, enveloping them as they fled into the distance. You want to leave? Stay here for me. The invincible king of the human race roared and punched out. A terrifying fist shot out like a meteor. The tiger Wyrm also roared, spreading its wings and spitting out a blood-colored lightning bolt. The attacks of the 2 invincible kings collided with the heaven and earth replica, causing it to tremble violently. Yi Wudao and the other Yi family elders coughed up mouthfuls of blood. However, they gritted their teeth and fled with all their might. They didn't stop at all. They couldn't let them return to the Yi family alive. After the 2 invincible kings gave the order, dozens of peerless almighties rushed into the sky and chased after them. The great escape of 10,000 miles had begun. Logically speaking, the Yi family should have received the news, but this time, they had underestimated their opponents. Their opponents were too mysterious, and their methods were too strange. At the same time, they were very careful and didn't get too close to the Yi family. Instead, they set up an inescapable net far away from the Yi family. It would take an ordinary king 1 or 2 months to fly this distance. It was extremely far. Therefore, the Yi family didn't expect that someone would set up a trap there and block all information. They blocked off all paths to the Yi family. Everyone who got close to the Yi family was stopped. Those who dared to resist were killed immediately. Furthermore, they secretly followed the people of the Yi family and used invincible kings to kill them. Therefore, for the time being, no one knew. The Yi family didn't notice anything amiss, not because they were careless, but because they felt that no one would dare to make a move against them. After all, they were a primordial clan with a strong foundation and a great emperor clan. Their clan had a supreme weapon to suppress them. Who would be stupid enough to make a move against such a terrifying force? However, there was someone who didn't know the difference between life and death and really made a move. This was also the reason why Lin Xian had encountered the mysterious man in black 3 times after changing directions. These people would not allow anyone to get close to the Yi family. Lin Xian was also blocked, so an intense battle broke out. A mysterious late-stage 8-star monarch was controlling thousands of terrifying corpses to battle Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. However, he had still underestimated these 2 people. In the end, over 1,000 corpses were destroyed, turning into a bloody mist. This time, nothing was left behind. That late-stage 8-star king was also torn apart by the Crimson Dragon. Phew, the Crimson Dragon let out a sigh of relief. Lin Xian, on the other hand, had a grave expression on his face. Don't be careless and leave quickly. Someone else is coming. Indeed, through his soul power, he could sense that there were people rapidly charging over from tens of thousands of miles away. F***CK. He's really like a ghost that won't disperse. The Crimson Dragon spat a few mouthfuls of saliva, extremely unhappy. So what if they're coming? Anyway, these late-stage 8-star kings are no match for us. However, his face turned green in an instant. F***CK. Invincible kings. Leave quickly. As he spoke, he swung his dragon tail, tore through the void, and fled into the distance. Lin Xian also used the chaotic yin-yang steps. His entire body turned into yin-yang qi and moved quickly in the sky. Just as they left, a saber light tore through the sky, and the entire void shattered. The terrifying saber light swept across heaven and earth. This saber was really terrifying, because it was slashed by an invincible king. Boom, boom, pong. Although the saber light didn't hit the 2 of them, the terrifying shockwave still engulfed Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. The 2 of them were bombarded by the shockwave and kept retreating. Fortunately, both of their physiques were very strong. Lin Xian's 9-yang divine body shone brightly, resisting the energy that filled the sky. As a member of the dragon race, the Crimson Dragon's defense was also incomparably strong. Although he was grimacing in pain, there were no cracks or wounds on his body. If anyone saw this scene, their jaws would definitely drop, because even a late-stage 8-star king couldn't escape from an invincible king's saber. Humph! The invincible king who rushed over was stunned when his saber missed. His face became incomparably gloomy. He attacked again, and the saber light that filled the sky turned into a torrent that spread out in all directions. The 2 of you can't escape. Go. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon didn't delay. The 2 of them entered the Black Earth and flew at full speed, directly jumping through space. It wasn't easy for them to fight an invincible king now. Wanna leave? Not so easy. In the sky, a middle-aged man in a blue robe appeared with a snow-white saber on his back. It was the invincible king who attacked earlier. Looking at the escaping black light, he chased after it. The invincible king's speed was very fast, and he actually caught up with the Black Earth. He raised his arm, and a snow-white saber light flew out and slashed the Black Earth. Pong! The Black Earth rolled and shattered the void. Buzz! Runes flashed on it, forming a formation that directly tore through the void and disappeared. Damn it, it's a teleportation formation. Seeing this scene, the invincible king's expression changed. He didn't expect the other party's spirit ship to be so magical that it could withstand his saber. Moreover, it could teleport. Million Saber Domain. He formed a seal with his palms, and a huge king domain spread out from his body, covering a radius of tens of thousands of miles. Moreover, it continued to expand. The biting cold saber light swept across heaven and earth, trying to find the other party's traces. But he couldn't find them. Damn it, they actually teleported such a long distance. He didn't continue to use his domain. Instead, he took out a black flag from his storage ring. The flag waved, forming countless black fog. Countless mysterious black-robed men appeared. Go, chase and search. You must find the 2 of them. You must not let them escape. Inform me immediately after you find them. Yes, countless black-robed men half knelt on the ground. After hearing the order, they flew in all directions to search. No one can escape from the hands of the Million Saber King, let alone 2 ants. The 2 of them could kill a late-stage 8-star powerhouse. In the eyes of ordinary, peerless powerhouses, they were incomparably terrifying powerhouses. But in the eyes of the Million Saber King, they were not worth mentioning at all. There was a huge gap between him and a late-stage 8-star powerhouse. Therefore, he didn't take the two of them seriously. However, the other party's spirit ship was very magical, which surprised him a little. But that was all. In the void, light flickered, and the black earth appeared. It was still intact. That saber didn't cause any damage to it, but inside the black earth, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's faces darkened. Chapter 2632. Even invincible kings had made a move. Fortunately, they had the black earth. Otherwise, they would really be in danger. It seemed that there was indeed someone targeting the Yi clan. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. The Crimson Dragon's mouth twitched. Which force was so bold to attack a remote antiquity family? Could it be that he didn't want to live anymore? Indeed, the consequences of angering the Yi clan were extremely terrifying. Something was not right. Lin Xian shook his head. Looking at them, it did not seem like they were going to attack the Yi clan. Instead, it seemed like they wanted to seal off the Yi family. To be more precise, it should be blocking some kind of information. Indeed, the Crimson Dragon also nodded. The Yi family had an extreme weapon to suppress them. Even a saint would not dare to behave atrociously in the Yi family. Therefore, no one dared to attack the Yi family. From the looks of it, they seemed to have other plans. Sealing the news of the Yi family, what exactly were they sealing? Could it be that there was something that he didn't want the Yi clan to know? Crimson Dragon frowned. Lin Xian's eyes suddenly lit up. Leaf Dao Denier? Leaf Dao Denier. The Crimson Dragon stared blankly for a moment before finally understanding. Are you saying that someone is going to attack Leaf Dao Denier? That should be the case, Lin Xian said solemnly. The Crimson Dragon took a deep breath. Heavens, you really don't know what's good for you. Leaf Dao Denier had a saint-level constitution, something that only appeared once in tens of thousands of years. When he fully matured, he would be an existence comparable to a great emperor. It could guarantee the prosperity of the Yi clan for 10,000 years. It could be said that he was the most important existence in the Yi clan. Now, someone actually dared to make a move against such a person? Wasn't he afraid that the Yi clan would go crazy? Now that Leaf Dao Denier had perished, the Yi clan would definitely be able to take out an extreme weapon and sweep through the lands. The Crimson Dragon was right. The holy physique was a very magical physique. It was condensed from the bloodline of the great emperor, so it was very difficult to form. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that one would appear every tens of thousands of years. Once they matured, they would be comparable to great emperors. How terrifying! Someone like that could ensure the prosperity of the Yi clan for 10,000 years. Was someone really going to make a move against Leaf Dao Denier? The two of them couldn't believe it. It seemed that even the Yi clan was not safe. This world was indeed crazy. After all, Leaf Dao Denier hadn't fully matured yet. Furthermore, they must have been plotting for a long time to find out where Leaf Dao Denier was, and why they had mobilized so many people to keep the Leaf clan under wraps. It was just that he didn't know which force had done it. Are they from other families of the remote antiquity? Other than the few of them, no one else would dare to make a move. Brat, this water is too deep. Even if an unrivaled king were to enter, he probably wouldn't be able to cause any waves. Let's hurry up and leave. The Crimson Dragon didn't want to get involved in this mess. If things went on like this, it would definitely be a clash between the clans of the ancients. In the end, even extreme weapons might appear. The two of them were simply not enough. However, Lin Xian shook his head. No, he had to find Leaf Dao Denier, or send word to the Yi clan. He and Leaf Dao Denier were friends, and the two of them often helped each other out. In fact, back in the Great Necropolis, Leaf Dao Denier had stood up for him on more than one occasion. Therefore, Lin Xian would not sit idly by. Furthermore, all of this was just speculation, and they couldn't be sure whether or not someone was trying to kill Leaf Dao Denier. Let's not talk about it. Let's leave first. Someone is chasing us. Lin Xian sensed spiritual energy fluctuations around him. He activated the black earth again and flew into the sky. At the same time, he activated the array and hid. This guy was really like a ghost that wouldn't go away. The Crimson Dragon looked outside and snorted coldly. Lin Xian waved his sleeve and summoned the Bloodwing Bat King. He ordered the other party to capture a person without anyone noticing. Furthermore, he wanted the person alive. Whoosh! The Bloodwing Bat King spread its wings and disappeared from the black earth. All of you, search carefully for me. Don't miss a single spot. Outside, countless black-robed men were quickly searching in all directions. Each of them was in charge of an area. They searched 100,000 miles, 200,000 miles, 300,000 miles. In any case, they had to find the person. Taoist Laihua's body was covered in flames. There was a fire python under his feet that carried him quickly. He was a mid-8-star expert, and he was also involved in the plan this time. Amidst the flames, there was also a black aura that shrouded his body, making it hard for others to distinguish his true identity. Forming hand seals, Taoist Laihua spread his soul power to search his surroundings. At the same time, he took out a small black mirror and shone it at his surroundings. This was an ancient treasure that was specially used for scouting. It was given to him by the mysterious organization for scouting purposes. He was extremely careful in his search because he knew that those two people were extremely terrifying. To be able to escape from an unrivaled king, they were definitely not ordinary people. Therefore, he planned to report to the Myriad Blade King the moment he discovered something amiss. Gradually, he distanced himself from his companions and searched his own area alone. Suddenly, his body trembled as a bad premonition surged in his heart. What's going on? He activated the black mirror carefully and searched his surroundings. Suddenly, 3 blood-colored chains appeared around him and shrouded him, trying to bind him. Damn it, Scram! When he saw this scene, he was shocked. Could it be the 2 fugitives? The fire python beneath his feet quickly counterattacked. Its body was like a divine whip as it lashed out. Numerous flaming sword auras shot out from his body and slashed at the 3 blood-colored chains. At the same time, he wanted to send a signal. However, the next instant, his body was sent flying. Half of his body was sliced apart, turning into a bloody mist. Damn it, so strong. He was now almost certain that it was those 2 people. That was because the other party was too strong. With his mid-8-star cultivation, he could not even block a single move. Retreating rapidly, the fire python coiled around Taoist Laihua and flew away rapidly. His severed body was reassembled. However, at this moment, he started screaming. He could feel the blood in his body flowing out. His already injured body became even weaker. What is this? Blood-sucking technique? Could it be that the other party was from the devil race? This technique was too strange. He had never seen it before. Therefore, he was extremely nervous. Ka. Whoosh! A blood-colored figure appeared before him. Taoist Laihua was stunned when he saw this figure. What's going on? Why is there a monster? Isn't that the other 2 fleeing people? He realized that it was a blood-colored bat in front of him. The aura it was emitting was very strange. Damn it, Scram! He condensed a flaming spear in his hand and stabbed it out. However, after 3 moves, he was in despair. The other party was too strong. He was directly sealed. Oh no, I'm going to be sucked dry. That was his last thought. Then, he could not feel anything. Bang! When he woke up again, he realized that his surroundings were very quiet. It seemed that he was in a palace. Chapter 26:33. Buzz. Taoist Flame was shocked and quickly sat up. However, he realized that there were 7 to 8 blood-colored chains on his body, sealing his entire body. He could not break free at all. Who are you? How dare you trap me? The black fog on his body had been removed, revealing his true face. Roar! Beside him, the Blood-Wing Bat King roared, scaring Taoist Flame so much that his face turned green. It was this monster. It was this monster that sealed him. Now, it brought him to a mysterious place. Who was it that wanted to capture him? Tell me what you know, and I can give you a quick death. At this moment, footsteps could be heard from behind, followed by a cold voice. Who is it? Taoist Flame heard this and turned around immediately. He saw a young silhouette and a dark red snake coming from behind. Could it be that these two were the ones who had escaped? He was shocked. "Kid, you dare to capture me? You're dead meat. Be obedient and let me go." Taoist Flame snorted. Bam! The Crimson Dragon slapped him, smashing half of his face. "Damn it, you still don't know your situation. Now you're a prisoner. How dare you be arrogant in front of me? Do you believe that Bin Huang will cut you into pieces and barbecue you? What organization are you from? What's your plan? Tell me everything." The Crimson Dragon said coldly. Half of Taoist Flame's face was smashed, and he was in so much pain that he was sweating all over. He roared, "You want to get information from me? No way. Ouch. I'll spit on you to death." The dark red divine dragon spat out 2 mouthfuls of saliva on the other party's face. Something magical happened. The other party's smashed face recovered immediately. Before Taoist Flame could react, the Crimson Dragon slapped him again. Instantly, the face that had just recovered was smashed again. "How is it? Do you know how powerful I am now? If you know what's good for you, tell me. Otherwise, you'll end up in a terrible state." The Crimson Dragon walked up. Taoist Flame's body trembled, and a look of fear appeared in his eyes. "Damn it, who is this person? A mouthful of saliva could have such a miraculous effect." "I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just an ordinary almighty. I don't know any other secrets. I only know that I'm in charge here and I won't let anyone get close to the Yi family. I don't know anything else." He didn't know? The Crimson Dragon did not believe it at all. Lin Xian waved his hand. There was no need to go through so much trouble. Just do it. As he spoke, a golden light appeared in his eyes. Activating his heavenly secret divine eyes, he forcefully seized the other party's soul and searched for information. A Taoist Lai Hua let out a blood-curdling scream. How could he resist the Tianji God eyes? Soon, his body twitched, his eyes rolled back, and he fell to the ground unconscious. The stars in Lin Xian's eyes dimmed as he frowned. This fellow really didn't know anything. He was grabbing. Lin Xian continued to give orders, and the Bloodwing Bat King once again captured those black-clothed men. When he caught the 5th one, Lin Xian finally found some information. As expected, they were chasing after Yi Daoist. The person who was newly captured this time should be a leader, so he knew a lot more about them. Lin Xian searched the other party's soul and finally found out the truth. A large number of experts were chasing after Yi Daoist, including many invincible kings. But who were they? What organization was it? He had no idea. These people seemed to have been hired at a high price. They were not from an organization or a family. At least 5 invincible kings were chasing after Yi Daoist. Yi Daoist was most likely in danger. Lin Xian's expression was solemn. He had personally experienced this kind of pursuit. Previously, the 4 warlords had chased after him, which had made him furious. Moreover, the 4 warlords were only peerless experts. But now, 5 invincible kings were chasing after Yi Daoist. This was far more dangerous than him. No, he had to find Yi Daoist or notify the Yi family. Lin Xian turned to the Crimson Dragon. "Ruzalong, can you use a teleportation array? At least send a message." "I'll give it a try." The dark red divine dragon started to set up an array formation. He was using a sound transmission array that spanned across space. It was a miraculous array that could transmit a message within 50,000 kilometers. "Activate the array." The Crimson Dragon placed the message into the array and began to transmit it. However, before long, a beam of light flashed tens of thousands of kilometers away. It was like a peerless sword light that cut through the void. The Crimson Dragon's expression changed. There was an interference array, and it was very terrifying. It was definitely a terrifying array from the primordial era. "Hurry up and leave, kid. We've been exposed." The Crimson Dragon retracted the array. "Humph." A cold laugh could be heard from the distance. Next, a person shot over like a meteor. It was none other than the Myriad Blade King. "Let's see where you two run off to this time. Hurry up and leave." Lin Xian activated the Black Earthen and sent in a large number of divine crystals. The Black Earthen exploded with power and shot off into the distance like a bolt of black lightning. "You want to run from me? What a fantasy." The Myriad Blade King sneered. He stretched out his hand and covered the sky. It covered tens of thousands of miles and instantly pressed down. The 5 fingers were like 5 dragons, roaring non-stop. That was the power of an invincible king. Boom! An earth-shattering sound could be heard. A dazzling light shot into the sky. The myriad Blade King's expression changed. Damn it! His fingers were knocked away. The other party had actually escaped from his palm. How was that possible? The surrounding mysterious men in black were extremely shocked when they saw this scene. That was the attack of an invincible king. He could easily defeat a late-stage 8-star king. No one below the invincible king level could resist him. However, the other party had escaped. What exactly was the grade of this spirit boat? Everyone was shocked. The myriad Blade King's expression darkened. Buzz. He quickly formed a seal with his palm. Myriad technique clone. In the void around him, figures appeared one after another. There were 10,000 of them. They floated in the void with the same expression as the myriad Blade King. Whoosh! A peerless saber light rushed out of the myriad Blade King's body. It shone in the sky and turned into 10,000 saber lights, entering the 10,000 clones. Buzz! 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 The eyes of the clones shone with cold light. Their auras were also increasing. Go! Bring him back to me. The myriad Blade King waved his hand. More than 10,000 clones moved out quickly, covering the sky. It was the myriad technique clone. The myriad Blade King was too terrifying. He had more than 10,000 clones. Yes, although they were just clones, their strength was even more terrifying than a late-stage 8-star king. After all, there was an invincible king's saber light in his body. There should be a soul mark. These clones covered the sky and covered the earth as they searched. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were on the black earthen. They kept changing directions and left this place completely. After confirming that no one was chasing them, they heaved a sigh of relief. Damn it, there were many invincible kings here. We should be careful. Kid, what should we do now? Chapter 26:34. The news couldn't pass through at all. They must have set up a great formation. It blocked all information from being transmitted. Therefore, the Yi family hadn't received any news yet. If this dragged on, Yi Wudao would be in great danger. Send a message to the 6 protectors and have them bring the treasure over. They must find a way to inform the Yi family. We, on the other hand, stayed nearby and waited. Yi Wudao is being hunted. His first thought is to run towards the Yi family. Therefore, we will definitely meet Yi Wudao and the others nearby. Lin Xian decided to split up. On one hand, he would wait here. On the other hand, he would send a message to Immortal Palace and ask them to help. Firstly, Yi Wudao was his friend, so he had to save him. Moreover, by helping the Yi family this time, it could be said that the Yi family owed Immortal Palace a favor, and it was a huge favor. Having the clan of the ancients owe them a favor could be said to be extremely beneficial to Immortal Palace. Boom. Lin Xian sent a message to Xing Tian through the secret scroll. Immortal Palace. Xing Tian stayed here and prepared to gather strength with the 6 protectors. After all, they couldn't be careless when exploring the nest of 10,000 dragons. The danger level was many times more dangerous than the ancient tomb of a saint. Buzz. At this moment, Xing Tian's brows twitched. A black ring on his finger suddenly bloomed with light. Whoosh! A scroll rune floated out, opened in the air, and burned quickly. Xing Tian, I'm near the Yi family. Yi Wudao is being hunted by a mysterious force and his whereabouts are unknown. The Yi family still doesn't know the news. Hurry up and use all the power you can to inform the Yi family. The message was very short, and it was quickly finished. However, when he heard this, Xing Tian's body trembled, and a hint of shock appeared in his eyes. The elders beside him were even more dumbfounded. This was a message from the palace master? That's right, it was indeed a message from the palace master. But what did I just hear? Yi Wudao is being hunted down? Heavens! That's a saint body. Who dares to hunt down the Yi family's treasure? The elders were all stunned, and Xing Tian was even more shocked. Soon, he came back to his senses and took a deep breath. You guys wait there. I'll go find the 6 protectors. He knew that the matter was serious. If Leaf Doudinier died, the entire eastern wasteland would be thrown into chaos, and perhaps even the other 4 continents would be affected. This would be very disadvantageous for the future exploration of the nest of 10,000 dragons. But at the same time, he was also a little excited. Considering that Leaf Doudinier was still alive, the Yi clan didn't know about him. If they helped, they would definitely be greatly indebted to him. Xing Tian sent a voice transmission to the 6 guardians. Soon, they arrived at the Starry Hall. What's going on? Why are you looking for us in such a hurry? Was it news from the nest of 10,000 dragons, or was it about the Hall Master? At this moment, the 6 great protectors still didn't know exactly what had happened. Let alone them, the other great sects probably didn't know about it either. After all, no one would have thought of such a thing. Xing Tian quickly took out a voice transmission scroll. The 6 protectors were shocked when they heard Lin Xian's voice. Leaf Doudinier was being hunted. What an eventful year. Ever since the appearance of the saint's tomb, I felt that something was amiss. For thousands of years, no saint had appeared. But this time around, there were quite a few saints appearing all of a sudden. There were even undamaged saint weapons that appeared, causing the heavens to collapse and the earth to split open. Now, someone was chasing after Leaf Doudinier. I'm afraid it won't be peaceful. That's right. I think it's necessary to protect our Hall Master. After all, he's been in the limelight recently. The 6 great protectors thought even further. Not only did they plan to help the Yi clan, but they also thought about Lin Xian's safety. Indeed, Leaf Doudinier's death might be a signal. Perhaps there was a mysterious family that couldn't wait any longer. They wanted to make a move on the top young geniuses. The saints, saintesses, and princes of the various provinces were all top geniuses. But among them, the most famous was still Leaf Doudinier. It couldn't be helped. Once he grew up, even if he couldn't become a great emperor, he would be on par with one. Such a terrifying growth would definitely frighten potential enemies. Then there was Lin Xian, who had killed quite a few holy sons and battle race experts. It could be said that he was in the limelight. This would probably anger the battle race, Tai dynasty, and Yin sect. They might even send out invincible kings. Therefore, the 6 great protectors decided to send an invincible king to protect Lin Xian. Who would go? The 6 great protectors looked at each other, then fell silent. The 6 of them were in charge of different things. Whoever left would have a huge impact on Immortal Palace. Therefore, the 6 of them sighed. It seemed that the 6 of them couldn't go. Let someone else go. Let's send someone from the 10,000 Immortals Pavilion. The 2nd Great Protector suggested. The Great Protector nodded. All right, let's send Xiao Wu. If Lin Xian was here, he would definitely be shocked. It wasn't the Elder's decision, but what kind of place was the 10,000 Immortals Pavilion? How come he had never heard of it? One had to know that he was currently in charge of Immortal Palace's headquarters. There were 9 halls under the headquarters. This was only what he could control at the moment. However, he knew that what he controlled was only the tip of the iceberg. As expected, Lin Xian had never heard of the 10,000 Immortals Pavilion that the 6 Great Protectors mentioned. Let's go. With the Great Protector's order, Immortal Palace's people began to move. In the vast mountains, one figure after another pierced through the void like a stream of light. Their speed was so fast that a war chariot appeared under their feet. It was a golden war chariot that looked extremely mighty and extraordinary. Its surface was engraved with mysterious runes that flickered with brilliant light. Atop the war chariot stood Leaf Doudinier and the other Yi clan elders. However, there were only 6 Yi clan elders left. 2 of them were nowhere to be found. From the looks of Leaf Doudinier and the others, it was clear that they had already perished. Damn it! We'll remember this grudge. When we get back to the clan, we'll tear them to shreds. One of the middle-aged men gritted his teeth. They had never been hunted down like this before. Leaf Doudinier snorted coldly, his expression icy. He didn't say anything, but it was clear that he was furious. Next to him was an old man whose eyes were bloodshot. When we get back to the clan, we'll ask Invincible Kings to bring complete saint weapons and wipe them out. Ha 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 ha. You want to wipe us out? Do you really think you'll have that chance? Right at this moment, a sneer sounded in their ears. Hearing this voice, the expressions of the elders of the Yi family instantly changed. Leaf Daudinir's body tensed up, and his eyes filled with shock. Their golden war chariot came to a stop. The reason for that was because a figure had appeared before them, blocking their path. It was a woman in a black dress. Her figure was enchanting, and her face was bewitching. She didn't use the black mist to cover her face, so it was impossible to tell if that was her true appearance. Chapter 26:35. However, Yi Wudao and the others couldn't care less. Their opponent's aura was too terrifying. An invincible king. Another invincible king. Damn it. Invincible kings weren't normally seen, because they wouldn't come out and walk around. But now, they had seen several invincible kings in the past few days. It was as if these invincible kings had all come out to kill them. Attack. Yi Wudao and the others didn't waste any time talking to these people. They could only use fierce methods to kill them. They didn't rush forward. Instead, they gave all their power to Yi Wudao. The image of an immortal king appeared on Yi Wudao's body, and he attacked with the replica celestial emperor cauldron. The void shattered, and a terrifying energy pierced through heaven and earth. The immortal king projection wasn't just Yi Wudao's power, but also the power of the other 6 Yi family elders. Therefore, the power of the immortal king projection was no weaker than that of an invincible king. Coupled with the replica celestial emperor cauldron, it was absolutely terrifying. A holy physique and a replica of a supreme weapon. No wonder you could escape so many people. The mysterious woman in the black dress laughed coquettishly. This weapon is not bad. It's mine. Holy physique is also quite handsome. How about it? Do you want to spend a few nights with me? If I'm in a good mood, I might spare your life. The woman in the black dress smiled seductively. Bitch. Yi Wudao snorted coldly, and the immortal king projection charged forward. What did you say? The woman in the black dress face sank. She hated it when people said that word. Clearly, Yi Wudao's words had aroused her killing intent. Reckless brat. Today, I'll let you know the true difference between you and invincible kings. The woman in the black dress waved her jade-white palms in all directions, colliding with the replica celestial emperor cauldron. Clanging sounds rang out, and the sky shattered. The two of them fought until the heavens collapsed and the earth cracked. As expected of a forbidden weapon, its power was boundless. The woman in the black dress was very excited. At this moment, she didn't use her full strength. Immortal King Roar. Yi Wudao formed hand seals and used his ultimate move. A terrifying sound wave spread out, like divine thunder from the 9 heavens. It exploded with destructive power and rushed forward. The surrounding void instantly shattered, as if it had been blasted into a black hole. The expression of the woman in black also changed. Although she was an invincible king, this ultimate move, combined with the joint attack of everyone from the Yi family, was simply too terrifying. It also posed a threat to her. 6 Dao Fist. At the same time, Leaf Daudinir unleashed another fist technique, causing his fist to shine with dazzling light that filled heaven and earth. Moreover, the immortal King Roar did not stop. The two ultimate mystical skills appeared together and rushed towards the woman in the black dress. Boom, boom. The terrifying sound waves and vast amounts of energy caused the entire world to tremble. The surrounding earth cracked open, revealing many large canyons. The surrounding mountains continued to shatter. Nothing could withstand the impact. Damn it! The woman in the black dress waved her jade-like hand, and a terrifying palm shadow resisted the energy that filled the sky. Her expression was incomparably cold because she realized that the other party had actually blocked her attack. This was too inconceivable. She was an invincible King Tier, so it was easy for her to crush him. However, the other party had relied on the sacred body phenomenon, the strength of the elders, and the 2 ultimate techniques. He was actually able to contend with her and not even be at a disadvantage. Especially now, the other party had not completely activated the replica of the Heaven and Earth Cauldron, but he was already on par with her. If he activated that forbidden artifact again, she would probably be in danger. Damn bastard. Why aren't you making a move yet? The woman in the black dress screamed at the sky. What? Is there anyone else? Seeing this scene, the eyelids of the Yi family elders twitched. Leaf Doudinier also swept his gaze in all directions. Humph, Black Widow, you're too useless. You can't even deal with these ants. What's the use of having you? In the sky, a sneer of mockery appeared, causing the woman in the black dress's expression to turn cold. She shouted, "Don't be sarcastic. If you have the ability, come and try. Watch how I kill him." A sword light lit up between heaven and earth like a peerless divine light, shattering everything. Not good, quickly block it. The expressions of Leaf Doudinier and the others changed, and they hurriedly activated the Immortal King Phantom. The Immortal King Phantom grabbed the heaven and earth cauldron and kept enlarging, forming a mountain in front of him. With a clang, the peerless sword light collided with the heaven and earth cauldron replica, emitting a deafening sound. Bang, bang, bang. The Immortal King Phantom, along with Leaf Doudinier and the others, kept retreating, stepping on the void and spitting out mouthfuls of blood. The peerless sword light was also blocked and shattered into pieces. Humph, I thought you were strong, but you can't beat them. What right do you have to laugh at me? Seeing this, the woman in the black dress sneered. Although they were on the same side, they were not convinced of each other's superiority. The new invincible immortal king was a middle-aged man in a green robe. He didn't say anything, but his eyes were fixed on Leaf Doudinier and the others. The sword light on his body became even sharper. Run. We can't stop two invincible immortal kings. The Yi family elders' expressions changed. Leaf Doudinier's eyes flickered, and he transmitted, "Elder, use that thing. It's a good opportunity to kill the two of them." "Are you sure you want to use that thing?" The Yi family elders had grave expressions. Leaf Doudinier nodded solemnly. "Fine, we'll catch them off guard." One of the Yi family elders gritted his teeth. The other elders also had cold expressions. These two invincible immortal kings were very arrogant. "Kill them just like that. We'll stand guard for you." Leaf Doudinier took a step forward, his body shining with golden light. Although he was covered in blood, his aura was even sharper than before. "Two mere invincible immortal kings think they can kill me? You're not strong enough." What? What did this guy just say? The woman in the black dress was stunned, and so was the Supreme Sword King. Both of their minds were blank. How dare this guy provoke them at a time like this? Was he out of his mind? Did he have a death wish? "Black Widow, let's work together and capture him so we can report back." The Supreme Sword King said coldly. "Fine." The woman in the black dress nodded, and the two of them stepped forward, their auras erupting. Their domains covered the area, preventing their opponent from escaping. "You won't be able to escape, kid." "Escape? Why should I? You're the ones who should be escaping." Leaf Doudinier performed an incantation gesture, and a golden rune appeared on his forehead, shining with piercing light like a sun. Boom, boom. A deep voice rang out from within his body, as if something had awakened. "Go to hell." Light erupted from Leaf Doudinier's body. A strange thing happened. Outside the Immortal King's shadow, another figure appeared. As the figure appeared in front of Leaf Doudinier, it was blurry and illusory, as if it could be blown away by a gentle breeze. However, as soon as he appeared, the surrounding void collapsed instantly. Chapter 2636. What was that? The two invincible kings' faces turned green. They felt their souls and lives tremble. The two of them didn't dare to be careless anymore. They turned around and fled. Their previous arrogance was long gone. The other party was only a 7-star mighty figure. How could he have such terrifying means? It could even threaten invincible kings like them. Boom. In the blink of an eye, both of their king domains were shattered. Pooh. The two invincible kings spat out large mouthfuls of blood and fled. Boom. Another punch. The two of them were hit and turned into a bloody mist. Their heads fled crazily and reassembled in the distance. Boom. Damn it. What was that thing? What the hell was that thing? The two invincible kings screamed crazily. They had never been in such a sorry state. They had almost been killed. In the next moment, they were scared out of their wits. That was because the hazy light figure had punched out again. With a bang, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The surrounding tens of thousands of miles were completely broken. The heads of the two invincible kings also shattered. Their souls were instantly annihilated by this punch. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Blood rain fell between heaven and earth. This was the blood of the invincible kings. As it fell, it penetrated the void and sank the earth. The surrounding forest collapsed crazily. Cough, cough. Yi Wudao's body trembled. His face was abnormally pale without a trace of blood. The hazy figure in front of him disappeared again. Wudao. Seeing that the other party was about to fall, the Yi family's elders hurriedly supported him. You've exhausted too much. Hurry up and eat a pill. Some elders took out heavenly materials and earthly treasures. These were all sacred pills and miraculous medicines that were secretly concocted by their Yi clan. Yi Wudao opened his mouth and swallowed it. His face had a trace of redness. The other elders said, Wudao, your hypocrisy is still too weak. It's too difficult to summon the ancestors' phantom now. It turned out that the hazy figure from before was the Yi family's ancestors' phantom. No wonder it was so terrifying. He killed two invincible kings with 3 punches. If this news were to spread, it would probably be shocking. One had to know that invincible kings were the strongest existences below the saints. However, at this moment, they were killed by a 7-star mighty figure. Moreover, 2 of them were killed. This method could be called a day. There was no other way. The situation was too critical. Leaf Dao Denier sighed. Thankfully, he could summon the projection of his ancestors. Otherwise, this battle would be very dangerous for them. The few of them relaxed, but not long after, their expressions became incomparably ugly. Hurry up and leave. They boarded the golden chariot and charged madly through the void. Because in the distance, an invincible aura came again. Another invincible king had arrived. Hoo-hoo-hoo, 3 figures appeared, standing in 3 different directions of the sky and the earth, stabilizing the space in one direction. They frowned as they looked at the bloody rain that was still falling from the sky. What was going on? Was this the blood of an unrivaled king? Damn it, the invincible king was killed. Furthermore, there were 2 of them. They investigated the situation around them and instantly sensed that this was a rain of blood formed by the fall of 2 invincible kings. The Yi clan was indeed terrifying. They didn't have the strength to do so, so they must have used some incredible trump card. This kind of trump card would not be used easily. They must be very weak right now. Hurry up and chase after them. The 3 of them turned into streaks of light and charged into the distance. On the other side, after Lin Xian sent a message to Xing Tian, he had been wandering around nearby because he guessed that Leaf Dao Denier would definitely return in the direction of the Yi clan. However, he didn't meet Leaf Dao Denier, but he met some other people. 6 figures emitted resplendent light as they landed in the void and surrounded them. Target found. Target confirmed. Kill. The 6 figures coldly stared at Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. What are these? Invincible kings? Lin Xian was shocked. The Crimson Dragon said, No, they should be the clones of invincible kings. They have the soul imprint and aura of invincible kings in their bodies. So, they were clones. Hearing that they weren't invincible kings, Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. Just 6 clones, and they wanted to catch him? How laughable. Whoosh, with a flash of light, one of the clones arrived beside Lin Xian and stretched out its hand, forming a cage and grabbing at Lin Xian. Crack in an instant, he grabbed Lin Xian's body and wanted to take him away. Lin Xian coldly snorted and activated the 9-yang divine body. His body trembled. Suddenly, a surge of power rushed out and shattered the clone's hand. The clone was sent flying by the force and kept retreating. The other clone shouted coldly, If you dare to resist, I'll kill you without mercy. The 2 clones charged over. Their long fists punched at Lin Xian, causing the void in front of them to explode. Boom, boom, boom. The terrifying energy impact all blasted on Lin Xian's body. However, the 2 clones were stunned. Although they were clones, they had their own judgment. They found that their fists were not affected at all when they hit the other party's body. The other party's body emitted a dazzling light, and mysterious runes flickered on it. How was this possible? The two clones were stunned. Lin Xian sneered. He stretched out his two hands, grabbed the two clones' heads, and then twisted them forcefully. Crack! The two doppelgangers were directly destroyed. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon also made a move and killed the remaining 4 clones. Dragon flames filled the sky, and terrifying heaven-grade treasures floated up and down. The Crimson Dragon had many heaven-grade treasures in his hands. At this moment, he took them out and easily killed the 4 clones. Kid, hurry up and leave. These clones must have sent the news to that invincible king. Lin Xian nodded, and the two of them quickly rose into the air. Not long after, they changed direction, but they encountered another clone. Another 6 were easily killed by them. Just like that, they encountered wave after wave of clones. Damn it, why are there so many clones? How many clones does this invincible king have? The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. Lin Xian was also shocked. Was an invincible king's method so terrifying? Every clone was very terrifying. Fortunately, he was strong enough to escape. If it were an ordinary supreme being, he would have been caught long ago. Wait, Ruzelong, don't kill them this time. I want to give that invincible king a big gift, Lin Xian said. The Crimson Dragon caught the 6 clones of the invincible king. Lin Xian opened his heavenly secret god eyes and used the divine guidance secret technique to directly control the 6 clones. Greetings, Master. The 6 clones of the invincible king knelt on the ground respectfully and bowed to Lin Xian. If others saw this scene, their jaws would definitely drop. These were the clones of the invincible king, but at this moment, they actually betrayed him. This was not a betrayal, but Lin Xian forcefully used his soul and the power of the heavenly secret prodigy to control these clones. Chapter 26:37. Very good. Stand up. Lin Xian nodded in satisfaction. The 6 doppelgangers stood up and stood respectfully at the side. Then, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon left. The 6 doppelgangers were no longer respectful and returned to their previous state. However, they were still under Lin Xian's control. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon retreated to a safe distance. With his control over the doppelgangers, Lin Xian could see the situation through their eyes. Not long after, a powerful figure descended from the sky. It was the invincible king, Million Blade Monarch. The Million Blade Monarch slashed the void with endless blade light. As soon as he appeared, the 6 doppelgangers followed him. How is it? Where is he? The Million Blade Monarch asked. The 6 doppelgangers said. They had just escaped. Lead the way. This time, they must not let him escape. The Million Blade Monarch waved his hand and was about to take action. However, at this moment, the 6 doppelgangers beside him had a strange smile on their faces. In the next moment, the 6 doppelgangers exploded. Not only that, each of the 6 doppelgangers had a sharp sword light. It was the dragon-shaped sword chi that Lin Xian had planted. Boom, boom. The explosion of energy enveloped the Million Blade Monarch. Screams could be heard. The sharp blade light tore the world apart. The Million Blade Monarch walked out. His body was charred and his hair stood up. His robe was torn, and there was a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. His body was trembling slightly. Damn brat. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. The Million Blade Monarch roared crazily. He was really angry. He did not expect that the other party could control his 6 doppelgangers to explode. Humph. With a cold snort, the surrounding spiritual energy gathered toward him like a tide. Soon, the Million Blade Monarch's body recovered. However, his eyes were extremely cold. His body released tens of thousands of blade light, shattering the surrounding mountains. Damn brat, when I get my hands on you, I'm going to cut you into pieces. The Million Blade King's figure flashed as he quickly disappeared into the sky. On the other side, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon sneered. They knew that this bit of damage wouldn't pose a fatal threat to the Myriad Blade Sovereign, but that wasn't their goal. They just wanted to play dirty and suppress the other party's arrogance. What invincible king? Weren't they also battered and exhausted in their hands? Judging from the time, Xing Tian and the others should be arriving soon. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. Crimson Dragon said from the side. Indeed, when they arrived, they could directly inform the Yi clan. At that time, there will be nothing left for us to do. Oh, is that so? It seems that you have informed others? At this moment, a cold voice came from behind Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Hearing this voice, the two of them stiffened and their pupils shrank. In the next moment, they used divine steps and instantly disappeared, retreating into the distance. Damn it, someone. Someone actually came behind them. They didn't know. Lin Xian was also shocked. His soul power couldn't detect the other party. Who was it? The two of them turned around and found a youth in white standing behind them. He appeared out of nowhere like a ghost. Damn it. How did he appear behind us? The dark fifth dragon gritted his teeth. Brat, didn't you detect it? Lin Xian was also surprised. He didn't think that someone could appear and find them. Therefore, he didn't activate his heavenly secret divine eyes, nor did he deliberately use his soul power. However, with the strength of his soul, even if he didn't deliberately activate it, he would be able to sense it immediately as long as someone approached. However, he didn't sense the other party's appearance before, which really surprised him. Whoosh, a breeze blew past, and the white-robed man instantly disappeared. When he reappeared, he was on the left side of Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. It was so strange and impossible to guard against. Damn it, this guy's speed. The Crimson Dragon frowned. Wind Mystique. To be able to do this, other than spatial mystique, it should be wind mystique. The other party didn't seem to use spatial power, so it should be wind mystique. Moreover, looking at the other party's appearance, it wasn't an ordinary wind mystique. He seemed to have some bloodline power. Moreover, the other party's cultivation had reached the peak of the 8-star king realm. One had to admit that this was a very difficult opponent. Who are the two of you? Follow me back obediently, and I can spare your lives. The white-robed man said indifferently. Don't try to fight with me. The two of you have no chance of escaping in front of me, because the entire world is my domain. The entire world is your domain? Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue? The Crimson Dragon sneered. He had never seen someone so arrogant. Whoosh! As soon as the voice fell, the Crimson Dragon jumped. Damn it! He quickly dodged, but he didn't dodge. A wind sword suddenly appeared in front of him and slashed toward him. Not only him, but Lin Xian was also attacked. Two wind swords suddenly appeared in front of them and slashed their bodies in an instant. The wind swords were very terrifying. There was a powerful air current on them that was incomparably sharp and could cut through everything. Clang, clang, a sonorous sound was heard, and the surrounding void shattered. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were forced to retreat. I've said before, in front of me, you can't resist at all. Before the white-robed man finished speaking, his voice stopped. The corners of his mouth twitched a little, and he looked as if he had seen a ghost. He discovered that although the two people in front of him had been forced to retreat, they didn't seem to have suffered any injuries. How could this be? The white-robed man was extremely shocked. The two of them had been hit by his wind sword. How could they be unharmed? One had to know that he was a peak 8-star powerhouse. That attack just now wasn't his full-strength attack. However, how could two mighty figures survive? Not to mention that they were unharmed. The physiques of these two people were so special. The white-robed man looked at the other party. When he saw the Crimson Dragon, his eyes flickered. The other party should be a monster, and a monster with strong defense. But this kid? He looked at Lin Xian again and discovered that the latter's body was shining brightly like a god of war. The mysterious runes dazzled him. What a mysterious body-tempering technique. His eyes were filled with shock. If I could get it, wouldn't my defense be heaven-defying? The white-robed man's eyes were burning with passion. He stared at Lin Xian. Kid, I'll give you a chance to live. Hand over your body-tempering technique, and I'll let you go. Otherwise, you'll suffer a fate worse than death. You want my body-tempering technique? Do you think you have the ability to do so? Lin Xian snorted coldly. The other party's speed and attack were indeed strange. However, It was not possible for the other party to kill him, because during this period of time, he had used the 3,000 spiritual fires to temper his body. Finally, his 9 young divine body had a small breakthrough and reached the first stage, the 4th stage. Chapter 26:38. As a result, his body's toughness and defense had improved once again. This was also the reason why he was able to block the opponent's attack just now. Kid, you're courting death. Do you think that I won't be able to get it if you don't tell me? I'll just capture you and plunder your soul. The white-robed man's body instantly disappeared. Seeing this, the crimson dragon exclaimed. It opened its mouth and spat out flames that covered the entire sky. Lin Xian's body swayed lightly as he used the heavenly dragon's 8 steps. Together with the yin-yang reversal, the 2 miraculous footwork were gradually merged by him. There was a dragon shadow under his feet, and the yin-yang qi revolved around him. He also moved quickly, but the white-robed man laughed. It's useless. In front of me, the Wind Shadow King, the 2 of you can't escape. His voice was filled with boundless killing intent. A gust of wind blew between heaven and earth, and every gust of wind formed a sword qi. They were densely packed and covered the sky as they swept towards Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Boom! Lin Xian waved his fist and punched out, directly destroying the wind sword qi in front of him. A vacuum appeared in the sky. You want to hurt me with mere sword qi? You're too naive. He used the 9 yang divine body and was like a god of war, killing in all directions and shattering the surrounding heaven and earth. Not a single sword qi could get close to him. The Crimson Dragon also took out 3 heaven-grade artifacts. A black pearl floated up and down, a terrifying treasure mountain, and a black spear. Under his control, it also shattered the heaven and earth. The combat strength of these 2 people was actually so strong. The Wind Shadow King frowned. Previously, he thought that the other party was only strong in defense. But now, other than defense, the other party's attack was also so terrifying. Who were these 2 people? Where did they come from? The Wind Shadow King's eyes flickered. This was too strange. The 2 of them must have some incredible secret. They must have mastered some peerless divine ability. He must capture the 2 of them alive. Binding of wind. Phoenix Shadow King formed a hand seal, and the wind turned into wind chains, sweeping towards Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. In an instant, 9 chains bound Lin Xian and tied him up in the air. The Crimson Dragon dodged. Seeing this, Phoenix Shadow King laughed heartily. He raised his hand and continued to kill the Crimson Dragon. On the other hand, he strode toward Lin Xian. His speed was very fast. With a single step, he appeared in front of Lin Xian. Kid, do you see that? This is the difference between us. In front of me, you are no different from an ant. The Wind Shadow King's face was filled with disdain. Don't worry, I won't let you die so easily. I won't kill you before I figure out your secret. A cold light flashed in his eyes. He stretched out a hand, wanting to grab Lin Xian's head. Lin Xian also raised his head, the corners of his mouth curling into a cold smile. Boom! On his body, the 9 yang divine body exploded, and the 9 wind chains instantly shattered. Then, he punched out. Boom! This punch was very fast and very sudden. It rushed towards Phoenix Shadow King with unparalleled power. Phoenix Shadow King was shocked because he didn't expect the other party to be able to break the wind chains in an instant. Moreover, the other party was able to attack him. Could this be a trap? That's right, this was indeed a trap. How could mere 9 chains trap Lin Xian? Lin Xian was trapped because he wanted the other party to take the bait. At such a close distance, even if the other party had wind mystique, he wouldn't be able to dodge. This punch was earth-shattering. It was like a sun. Phoenix Shadow King's body was also torn apart by this force. In between heaven and earth, the black hole slowly disappeared. The Crimson Dragon heaved a sigh of relief. It's over. Let this guy continue to show off. Even an invincible king couldn't catch us, let alone a mere 8-star expert. Lin Xian also heaved a sigh of relief. He was very confident in his fist. 2 ants, do you think you can kill me like this? Just as they were about to leave, A cold laughter sounded between heaven and earth. Then, the two turned around and saw countless gusts of wind gathering in the distance, forming a human figure. Phoenix Shadow King. His clothes fluttered, and he didn't receive any damage. How could this be? The Crimson Dragon's eyes widened. Lin Xian also frowned. The power of the 9-yang divine body was unparalleled. Even if this punch couldn't kill the other party, it would at least severely injure him. However, the other party was actually unharmed. This was really unexpected. You underestimate me too much. Do you really think my wind mystique is something to be trifled with? Phoenix Shadow King sneered in disdain. The two of you can't hurt me at all. Although he was an 8-star king, he was confident that he could fight against an invincible king. This was because his wind mystique was very special. His speed was very fast, and he was almost invulnerable. Unless some extremely terrifying weapon, fragment of a saint, or some bloodline power was used, it would be impossible to hurt him. Other attacks were useless against him. This was because his body could turn into a gust of wind and dissipate at any time. He could reform again. Wherever there was wind, he would be there. This sentence wasn't false. As expected, the Crimson Dragon held a black spear and stabbed it, instantly piercing through the other party's body. However, Lin Xian furrowed his brows. This was because he realized that the spear didn't pierce through the other party's body. Instead, the other party's body directly dispersed, forming a black hole that the spear passed through. As expected, when the Crimson Dragon withdrew the black spear, the other party's body recovered. It could be said that this spear didn't hurt the other party at all. A mere ant wants to hurt me? Phoenix Shadow King stood with his hands behind his back, looking proud. The Crimson Dragon was extremely shocked. Damn it, why is this so strange? Ben Huang will burn you to death. He spat out a sea of fire that covered the sky, enveloping the other party. However, the Phoenix Shadow King's body completely disappeared this time. Accompanied by the gust of wind, he floated away and reappeared in a place where there were no flames. I've said it before, this world is my domain. Damn it, this kid is too strange. This isn't an ordinary wind ability. The Crimson Dragon shook his head. Yes, he should have a bloodline power or a terrifying treasure in his body. Indeed, he used a dragon race ability, but the other party was able to dodge it so calmly. He was definitely not simple. Don't worry, I have a way to kill him. Lin Xian observed for a while and sneered. So what if the other party could turn into wind and dodge the attack? His great dragon sword soul could even slash through the void. Not to mention the body that had turned into wind. Is this all you've got? It's just a... Do you think that I can't kill you just because you turned into wind? Lin Xian stood out, his body shining brightly. You still want to kill me? You can't even hurt me. What a joke. Ignorant. The Phoenix Shadow King sneered. The wind is formless. How can you kill me? As he spoke, his body kept changing, appearing in various positions at any time like a ghost. It was indeed shocking. Is that so? Then I'll kill you today. Chapter 26:39. Speaking of this, a destructive sword radiance exploded from his eyes, and a terrifying sword aura surged out from his body. A loud dragon roar could be heard from within his body. At this moment, Lin Xian had turned into a sword god. A peerless sword god. Damn it, this kid's sword aura was so sharp. The Wind Shadow King's expression changed. He did not expect the other party to release such a terrifying sword aura. Could it be that the other party was a swordsman? He did not dare to imagine. An ordinary swordsman's attack power was very strong, but they were not very strong themselves. They usually relied on defensive treasures to resist. However, this kid's defensive power was shockingly strong. In his opinion, the other party should be an expert in close combat. But now, the other party had released such a terrifying sword aura. This made him confused. Who was the other party? You don't know your place. Let's see how you're going to kill me today. The Wind Shadow King sneered. A mere powerhouse actually said that he wanted to kill him? How could he tolerate this? In the next moment, his body flashed and he charged over. A green longsword appeared in his hand. It was completely formed by the wind. However, its power was extremely terrifying. In an instant, he was in front of Lin Xian, and the green long sword in his hand slashed down crazily. Lin Xian looked at this scene and sneered. He pulled out the ancient dragon abyss sword and slashed down as well. It's useless. You can't find me. Seeing the other party attack, the Wind Shadow King's body turned into nothingness. No one could hurt him. Even an invincible king would not be able to hurt him under normal circumstances. Not to mention this kid in front of him. Whoosh, poof, a sword flew out, and blood stained the sky. The Wind Shadow King screamed and retreated. His white clothes were stained with blood. At this moment, there was a sword mark on his body. It almost split him in half at the waist. How could it be? Damn it! How could he hurt me? The Wind Shadow King's face was filled with shock and disbelief. One had to know that his body had already merged with the wind. The wind was formless, and nothing could hurt him. However, how did the other party hurt him? Ha 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 ha, who asked you to act cool? Now, you've tasted the pain. The Crimson Dragon sneered. He was well aware of the might of the great dragon sword soul. How could his opponent possibly dodge it? Moreover, this guy didn't even try to dodge. Wasn't he just courting death? Impossible. Damn brat, how did you do it? Could it be because of that sword? Radiance flowed on the Wind Shadow King's body and healed his injuries. His eyes were fixed on the Dragon Abyss Valley sword. He didn't think that Lin Xian's sword chi was strange. In his opinion, it was only the opponent's sword that had a problem. This longsword actually gave me a very dangerous feeling. It should be a Heaven Step artifact and not a low-level one. Could it be a mid-level Heaven Step artifact? Or perhaps it was something that no one dared to imagine. But it was very likely that the grade was high enough to shock him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been injured. Brat, do you think you can injure me with just a sword? I was careless this time. Now that I'm on guard, don't even think about hurting me. The Wind Shadow King's expression was solemn. He quickly formed a seal with his palms. Wind swirls heaven and earth. Boom, boom, boom. Countless gusts of wind rolled in between heaven and earth, forming one figure after another. Doppelganger technique. The Wind Shadow King had also used the doppelganger technique. Every one of them seemed to be real, and his real body also disappeared into the sky. What a strange ability. On the opposite side, the Crimson Dragon was extremely surprised. He realized that it was difficult to distinguish between the real and fake doppelganger. This Wind Shadow King did have some skills. No wonder he was so arrogant. However, the Crimson Dragon wasn't worried. He knew that not only was Lin Xian's sword skill outstanding, but he also had a pair of mysterious eyes. He couldn't tell if it was real or fake, but he thought that Lin Xian should be able to easily distinguish between them. That's right. Seeing the tens of thousands of doppelganger charging towards him, a strange look appeared in Lin Xian's eyes. You actually dare to play doppelganger in front of me? You're really courting death. A golden light appeared in Lin Xian's eyes as he attacked in all directions. Soon, a smile appeared on his face. This was because he had found the location of his true body. However, he didn't make a move. He wanted to bait his opponent. Kid, go to hell. At this moment, a cold voice was heard. Behind Lin Xian, the Wind Shadow King's real body appeared. He used his long sword and stabbed towards Lin Xian's head. Lin Xian didn't turn his head. This meant that he didn't know which one was his real body. Now that he suddenly attacked, coupled with his speed, Lin Xian definitely wouldn't be able to dodge. I've been waiting for you. The moment the opponent appeared, Lin Xian suddenly turned around. At the same time, he stretched out 2 fingers and pinched in front of him. With a clang, his fingers caught the opponent's green long sword. What? How is that possible? He found out. The Wind Shadow King was shocked and surprised. He didn't expect that at the last moment, Lin Xian would turn around and counterattack. This was something that he didn't expect. But soon, he sneered. This kid is too arrogant and doesn't know what's good for him. Lin Xian only used 2 fingers to deal with him? What kind of fingers does he think he has? Go to hell. He shouted coldly and wanted to break Lin Xian's palm. However, he realized that Lin Xian's 2 fingers were abnormally hard, as if they were the fingers of God. His sword chi couldn't cause any damage to Lin Xian. How is that possible? The Wind Shadow King couldn't believe it. He wanted to use more strength, but in the next moment, with a clang, his Wind Shadow sword broke into two. Lin Xian held the upper half of the sword and slashed forward. Not good. Seeing this, the Wind Shadow King's pupils constricted. His body suddenly turned into nothingness and wanted to dodge. However, this sword contained the power of the great dragon sword soul, and it directly cut his throat. With a puff, his head flew into the sky. Boom! Lin Xian punched out again. There was a dragon head on his fist, and it directly exploded the Wind Shadow King's body. The head's face was filled with terror as it continued to flee into the distance. Because he realized that Lin Xian was too strange and seemed to be able to restrain him. In a battle, the scariest thing was not that the enemy was stronger than you, but that the enemy could restrain you. This was basically unsolvable. Therefore, he wanted to escape. Do you still want to escape? Lin Xian sneered. He flicked a finger and pointed forward. This finger kept growing bigger and bigger. In the end, it was hundreds of feet long. It was like a huge dragon that reached the sky, roaring non-stop. There were mysterious runes engraved on it, and there was also a biting cold sword light. With one finger, the Wind Shadow King's head exploded. He couldn't escape at all. Damn brat, just you wait. I will definitely kill you. In the sky, a soul floated into the distance, carrying a strong sense of malice. He was defeated. He was defeated today. However, if his soul escaped, he could still live. Although Lin Xian's methods were fierce, it was still impossible for him to destroy his soul. In the sky, a pair of golden eyes appeared and scattered a ball of soul fire, instantly enveloping the Wind Shadow King's soul. Chapter 2640. The Wind Shadow King screamed. Damn it! Why do you have a soul attack too? He was crazy. His opponent was too strong. His physique was strong. His swordsmanship was outstanding, and even now, he had a soul attack. Who was his opponent? He didn't know. His face was full of fear as he knelt on the ground. I beg you to spare my life. I won't dare to attack you again. He was really scared. Spare you? That's the Buddha's business. My mission is to send you to meet the Buddha. As he spoke, Lin Xian snorted coldly. His soul fire instantly burned the opponent into nothingness. The incomparably terrifying and strange Wind Shadow King was easily killed just like that. If anyone else was here and saw this, they would definitely scream. Because even an invincible king might not be able to kill the Wind Shadow King. Because the opponent's methods were too strange, it was very easy to escape. But in Lin Xian's place, there was no way to escape. This guy wasn't very rich and didn't have many amazing treasures. The Crimson Dragon grabbed the opponent's storage ring and checked it. He curled his lips and was very dissatisfied. The storage rings of the 4 Battle Kings were the ones that were rich. He was very happy. However, the Wind Shadow King's wealth was much worse than the 4 Battle Kings. Hearing this, Lin Xian rolled his eyes. It wasn't that the Wind Shadow King wasn't rich. It was just that the Crimson Dragon was too greedy. After seeing the storage rings of the 4 Battle Kings and the Holy Sun, he was naturally dissatisfied when he saw the other supreme beings. In fact, the Wind Shadow King's storage ring could be considered a treasure trove in the eyes of other supreme beings. However, Lin Xian didn't care about this. These resources could be counted by the Crimson Dragon. What he was really excited about was the opponent's movement technique. One had to know that he had the Great Dragon Sword Soul. The Great Dragon Sword Soul was not only powerful, but it was also good at mimicking. As long as he had seen other divine abilities, he could use the Great Dragon Sword Soul to execute the opponent's divine ability. Furthermore, its power was likely to be even more terrifying than the original version. Apart from the unique bloodline martial skills that he was unable to execute, he was able to execute the rest of the martial skills after inspecting them. Therefore, he closed his eyes and recalled the previous battle in his mind. The corners of his mouth curled up into a smile because his current body could also turn into nothingness to dodge the attack. Of course, with the 9-young divine body, he didn't need to do so. But in times of crisis, this thing could still be used to save lives. Buzz, at this moment, the sky split open, and a hand reached out, enveloping Lin Xian. This palm appeared very suddenly, without any warning at all. So when he appeared, the Crimson Dragon was startled. Lin Xian also frowned. In the next moment, he immediately imitated formless wind. His body turned into a gust of wind and quickly escaped from these fingers. On the other side, it condensed. Therefore, this palm strike naturally missed. He actually dodged it. A cry of surprise came from the sky. Soon after, a figure descended, bringing with him a sky full of blade light, unparalleled in the world. He was the Million Blade King. However, at this moment, his expression was not good, because he discovered that the Wind Shadow King had been killed, and the martial skill that the other party used was very similar to the Wind Shadow King's. Why is this kid so strange? Damn, he's really haunting me. Seeing that it was the other party again, Lin Xian's face darkened. He didn't expect that the Million Blade King would find him again. As expected of an invincible king, he was able to discover his traces so quickly. However, he sneered. How did it feel to have a clone? If you dare to chase after me again, it won't be as simple as tricking you. Damn kid, you're courting death. It would have been fine if he didn't mention this matter. Once he did, the Million Blade King was about to explode in anger. His doppelganger was actually being controlled by someone else. It even charred his entire body. This made him so angry that he went crazy. Kid, don't think that controlling a few clones can pose a threat to me. Those things can't hurt me at all. Today is the day you die. As he spoke, he slapped over again. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian didn't resist. His body instantly turned into a gust of wind, drifting with the wind and appearing in another direction. He had to admit that this move was very effective. However, he couldn't display the Wind Shadow King's strange speed, because it was condensed by the Wind Shadow King's bloodline power. However, Lin Xian had the Heavenly Dragon's 8 steps and the chaotic yin-yang steps. In terms of speed, he wasn't inferior at all. His figure instantly dodged the Million Blade King's dozens of blade lights. No wonder he dared to be so arrogant. His speed was also not bad. However, do you think you can escape? The Million Blade King was really angry. He waved his hand, and the Million Blade domain instantly enveloped the area. This time, he definitely wouldn't allow the other party to escape. Boom! The sharp blade light flashed and turned into a torrent, instantly slashing over. Su Chan moved quickly. However, this time, the other party's blade light was too shocking. It slashed on his body and sent him flying. He spat out a mouthful of blood. It was too terrifying. This was also because he had the 9 Yang divine body. If it was before, this blade would probably have split him in half. He was actually fine. Kid, your physique is very strong. I don't know what kind of divine ability you cultivated, but it doesn't matter. When you die, your divine abilities will all be mine. The Million Blade King was also very envious of the other party's physique. Screw you. Lin Xian spat out a mouthful of blood. With a roar, the sword light on his body suddenly exploded. He pulled out the ancient dragon abyss sword and quickly charged over. Ruzalong attacked together. Buzz. The biting cold sword light swept through heaven and earth. Lin Xian had opened the 5 seals of the ancient dragon abyss sword. Its power was unparalleled. Seeing this scene, the Million Blade King was shocked. He was also a swordsman. The sword was unconventional. A swordsman was simply unorthodox. It was impossible. Only the blade was the way of the king. At this point, the Million Blade King pulled out the blue long blade on his back. It was like a starry sky, spinning in the sky. Only the blade was the master of hundreds of weapons. With a slash, the river of stars overflowed. The blade light filled the sky and split the entire sky. Clang! With the 5 seals and the power of the dragon sword spirit, Lin Xian resisted. With a clang, he was still forced back. However, this was already very terrifying. A powerful being was able to fight against an invincible king. If others saw this, their eyeballs would definitely fall to the ground. This was too heaven-defying, wasn't it? One had to know that not to mention a powerful being, even a late 8-star king wouldn't be able to block a single slash. The fact that Lin Xian could block it really surprised the Million Blade King. Damn it, this kid must be eliminated. He realized that the other party was very strange. He didn't seem to be weaker than Yi Wudao. She naturally knew that some people wanted to eliminate Yi Wudao because they were afraid of his talent. Once the other party grew up, he would be very terrifying. Therefore, they wanted to eliminate him before he grew up. Now, she finally understood how those people felt. Chapter 26:41. This was because he realized that the kid in front of him was equally terrifying. If he allowed the other party to continue growing, he might not even be able to sleep peacefully in the future. Therefore, he had to kill the other party today to eliminate future troubles. Kid, I have to say that you're really amazing. Even I suspect that you're a top saint genius. But unfortunately, you met me. Today, I won't let you live. The Thousand Blade King's expression was ferocious. Boom. With a slash of his blade, the bright blade light instantly tore apart the ancient Taoist robe. However, the Thousand Blade King shockingly discovered that at this moment, under the Taoist robe, dense runes appeared on Lin Xian's body. It was exceptionally mysterious. With a clang, it collided with the rune's body, making a clanging sound, but it was not damaged. However, this shocking power still sent Lin Xian flying for 3,000 miles. Kid, are you all right? The Crimson Dragon exclaimed. The power of an invincible king was not to be underestimated. Moreover, Lin Xian's current 9-yang divine body could be considered to have just started cultivating, so he could not unleash its full power. Poof. I'm fine. Lin Xian stood up. Dozens of bones in his body were broken, but at this moment, they were recovering with a crackling sound. His face was incomparably pale, but his eyes were emitting an incomparable light. He blocked it. He actually blocked the attack of an invincible king. This made him extremely excited. The gap between his realm and the invincible king's sword was very large. It was 2 realms apart. Under normal circumstances, a powerhouse could not even block the aura of an invincible king. However, he could block the attack of an invincible king. Moreover, his 9-yang divine body had recently broken through to the 4th stage. Otherwise, that attack just now would very likely have split his body open. But now, he also felt a strong sense of danger. He was afraid that this was not the full power of the other party. An invincible king was indeed terrifying. Seeing that he did not split the other party's body open, the Thousand Blade King snorted coldly. Kid, let's see how many times you can block it. Ruse along, let's attack together. Lin Xian wielded the dragon's source sword and charged forward again. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon also charged over. The two of them used great divine abilities and great techniques. All kinds of terrifying light enveloped them as they fought a great battle with the Million Blade King. On Lin Xian's side, the Dragon Source Ancient Sword, the 9-fold Thunder Sword, the 5 Elemental Sword, and the Primal Chaos Exterminating Sword were all executed by him. At the same time, he used another of the War Clan's ultimate techniques, the Heaven Battling Divine Fist. Although he did not possess the Battle Clan's bloodline, he possessed the 9-yang divine body. Thus, when he unleashed the Heavenly Battle God Fist, it was also extremely frightening. In fact, it was even more terrifying than when the 4 great battle kings used it. On the other side, Dark Red was controlling 3 heaven-ranked treasures. Together with the dragon race's great abilities, they were fighting. His body abruptly expanded to 100 feet long as he continued to roll and roar. However, the Million Blade King was too powerful. As an invincible king, his strength far exceeded that of Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. 1 against 2, not only did he not fall into a disadvantageous position, he even stood at the upper hand, and even obtained an absolute advantage. After dozens of moves, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were sent flying again while vomiting blood. Many cracks appeared on their bodies, and blood dyed their bodies red. Damn, this is not good, kid. An invincible king is too terrifying. We can't fight against him now. The Crimson Dragon's blood surged, repairing his body. On the other side, Lin Xian used the longevity art to absorb the energy in the sky. The nine-young divine body emitted crackling sounds as his wounds healed. Humgo. Lin Xian summoned the Bloodwing Bat King, and the three of them attacked again. However, this time, they were still pushed back, and their injuries were even more severe than before. Their expressions were ugly, but the Million Blade King was even more shocked. One had to know that he could kill people of this level with a single glance. But now, he had attacked more than 100 times, and his opponent was only injured. And he was not dead. He couldn't believe it. He had never encountered such a strange thing in thousands of years. Damn, who was this kid? Why did he feel that his physique was not inferior to the Yi family's saint physique? Could it be that he was also a genius of the Yi clan? He even suspected that his opponent was a hidden, peerless genius of the Yi family. Otherwise, how could he be so strong? One had to know that even the saints and saintesses of the large sects couldn't compete with him. But this kid in front of him had broken this rule. Damn, even the three of us can't kill him? Kid, take out your saint artifact and kill him. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth and used the saint artifact. Lin Xian shook his head. He didn't want to fight with him and had to leave quickly. His opponent probably had something like the saint artifact. Moreover, his opponent was an invincible king, and he was indeed stronger than them. They had to leave now. Finding Yi Dao Denier was the most important thing. You want to run? Can you escape? The Myriad Blade King sneered and chased after him. Lin Xian flipped his palm and took out an ancient silver lamp. He waved it lightly, and silver flames flew out. There were a total of 12 floating in the air. Ah! In an instant, the Myriad Blade King screamed because his outstretched palm touched the silver flame and burned instantly. In fact, his entire palm was burned off. Blood and bones were exposed. The pain caused his expression to change. Damn, what kind of flame is this? He was too shocked. He didn't expect his opponent to have something that could hurt him. It seemed to be an ancient treasure. Could it be the legendary 3,500 spiritual flames? The Myriad Blade King was shocked. He had seen this flame in ancient books, but he had never seen it before. He didn't expect his opponent to have such a treasure. Damn it, he snorted coldly. He didn't dare to take it head-on. Saber light bloomed all over his body, forming a terrifying light as he quickly dodged. However, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon took advantage of this opportunity to enter the Black Earth and fly into the distance. The Myriad Blade King waved his palm, and the Myriad Blade domain kept rolling. Even if his opponent could use the 3,500 spiritual flames to block him, his opponent couldn't break through his domain. As long as he was in his domain, he could easily kill his opponent. Clang, clang, clang. The Myriad Blade domain bloomed with light. An endless blade light slashed down on the Black Earth. It caused the Black Earth to roll and tremble. Damn it, this domain is too annoying. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. Kid, give him a shot. Lin Xian nodded. He threw out some divine crystals, and the Black Earth immediately bloomed with light. With a whoosh, it emitted a black beam of light that directly shattered the blade light that filled the sky. It tore apart the Myriad Blade domain and then disappeared. How is that possible? They actually escaped. Seeing this scene, the Myriad Blade King's face was full of shock. 2 7-star kings had escaped from his hands, and they had escaped more than once. This time, it was a slap to his face. As an invincible king, how could he tolerate such a thing? Damn it, I won't let you off. Chapter 26:42. Just as he was getting excited, the 12 silver flames came to his side again and ignited him. The pain made him grimace as he ate. Damned flames, extinguish them. He was furious. He used his ultimate technique, and the piercing cold saber light resisted the flames that filled the sky. In the end, he extinguished the 12 flames, but his body was dripping with blood, and white bones could be seen in many places. I won't forgive you. I will catch you and tear you into pieces. The Myriad Blade King roared angrily. He opened his mouth and absorbed the spirit chi within tens of thousands of kilometers to repair his body. Then, he soared into the sky and chased after his opponent. This time, he had already locked onto his opponent. He would not let his opponent escape again. Oh no, that guy is chasing after me. The Crimson Dragon's expression changed drastically when it sensed the scene behind it. It did not expect to be targeted by the other party this time. Let's go. Lin Xian controlled the Black Earth and kept changing directions. However, the other party had locked onto them. Just like that, the two sides began a great escape and a fierce pursuit. In the blink of an eye, half a month had passed. The Myriad Blade King chased after them relentlessly. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's faces were gloomy. The Myriad Blade King was so angry that he vomited blood. To be honest, he had gone crazy. He wished he could find a rock and smash his head against it. After chasing for half a month, he could not catch up to his opponent. What AF * King irony. Who was he? He was the Invincible King, the Myriad Blade King. Invincible King. Just by hearing the name, one would know that it was the peak of the king. In the era when the saints did not appear, they could control the entire world. However, 2 7-star kings had escaped from his hands one after another, and they had injured him more than once. That deeply provoked the Myriad Blade King. Chase. A cold light appeared in the Myriad Blade King's eyes. The hand seal on his hand changed again, and a red stream of light appeared on his body. It caused his speed to suddenly explode. It was clear that he had used a secret technique. F***CK. That guy is catching up. Give him a shot. The Crimson Dragon roared angrily. Then, he also threw out a handful of divine crystals. Immediately, a black beam of light flew out and blasted behind him. Bang! Behind him, the Million Blade King screamed as he was sent flying. Many of his bones were broken, and the blood in his body was roiling. He spat out a mouthful of blood. Shock. He was too shocked. The reason for that was because he had never imagined that his opponent would actually be able to injure him. What exactly was the grade of this spirit boat? How could he be so powerful? Brat, I didn't expect you to have so many treasures. Now that you're dead, all of them are mine. Crackling sounds came from the Myriad Blade Sovereign's body as he quickly recovered. At the same time, his eyes were bloodshot as he charged over again. Indeed, he realized that the other party had too many treasures. First, it was the Silver Flame. Now, it was the Black Spirit Boat. Both of these items could injure him. If he could obtain them, his strength would be greatly enhanced. Ignorant ant, it's a waste for such a treasure to be in your hands. Hand it over obediently. Behind him, he slashed out streaks of cold saber light, which quickly bombarded the front, causing the Black Earth to tremble continuously. Inside, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon were also affected. Their faces were gloomy. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. Damn it, if it wasn't for the huge cost, Bin Huang would have directly blasted him into pieces. Indeed, the Black Earth's attack required a lot of energy. Activate the spatial array and teleport us out, Lin Xian said in a deep voice. The Crimson Dragon shook his head. No, this time, he's locked onto us. If we teleport, he'll probably teleport over too. We have to think of a way to kill him. Kill him? Lin Xian's eyes flickered. He still had the Saint's Fragment and Flower Protector in his hands. The Crimson Dragon also had the Saint's Fragment. If he crazily undid the seal, it wasn't impossible for him to fight against the other party. However, it was still difficult to kill the other party. After all, the other party was an invincible king and was very powerful. With his current strength, it really wasn't easy to kill the other party. However, at this time, He Tu floated over and said, I have a way, but it consumes too much energy. What is it? Lin Xian asked quickly. As long as there was a chance to kill the other party, it was fine even if he had to pay a huge price. The Black Earth had many functions. One of them was to suppress a person's cultivation. Of course, it could only suppress the cultivation of those below the saint level. Suppress the cultivation? You mean you can suppress the cultivation of an invincible king? Lin Xian was shocked, and the Crimson Dragon's eyes lit up. What are we waiting for? Hurry up and do it. Damn it. Suppress his cultivation and torture him to death. How much can we suppress? Lin Xian asked. He was also excited. Hei-Tu thought for a moment and said, "In theory, we can suppress it to the same level as you, but the cost is very high. Of course, we can also suppress it to 8 stars." Soon, Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon understood that this function could indeed suppress the cultivation. Moreover, it could be suppressed to 7 or 8 stars. However, the energy required for the two was not the same. After Lin Xian heard the energy, he gasped and his eyelids twitched. The energy consumed was indeed high. To suppress the cultivation to the same level as him, it would probably require half of his resources. This was after he killed so many powerful people, took their storage rings, and obtained many treasures in the ancient tomb. If it was in the past, he probably wouldn't even dare to have such thoughts. After thinking for a moment, Lin Xian took a deep breath and suppressed his cultivation to the late 8-star level. An invincible king was too powerful, but if he fell to the 8-star level, even if he was only at the late 8-star level, would he still have a way to kill the other party? Okay. Hei-Tu nodded and prepared to activate the array. This result directly consumed a quarter of Lin Xian's resources. This caused him to feel pain in his heart. One had to know that a quarter of the resources in his possession was a vast amount of divine crystals and precious treasures. Damn it. I hope this invincible king's storage ring won't disappoint me. Lin Xian gritted his teeth. He swore that he would get back the resources he lost from the other party. The Black Earth was mysterious and unfathomable. It was left behind by the 4th-generation successor of the Dragon Sword, and there were many functional arrays inside. Soon, Hei-Tu activated the array to suppress the cultivation. He floated over and said, "Just lure this guy in." Lin Xian nodded, his eyes flickering. He wasn't afraid that the other party could cause damage after entering. This was because when he first entered the Black Earth, he found many corpses. There were many invincible kings inside. So many invincible kings couldn't break the Black Earth even if they joined forces, let alone the Million-Blade Monarch. "Kid, hurry up and do it. I can't wait," the Crimson Dragon urged. Chapter 26:43. They had been chased all the way, and the other party was so arrogant. This time, they were going to return all the anger they had suffered before. Okay, Lin Xian nodded and directly controlled the Black Earth to fly upwards. When he reached the 9th heaven, he stopped. Behind him, the Thousand Knives King sneered when he saw this scene. Running upwards? Unless you escape from this world, you will definitely die. His figure flashed, and he chased after him. Not long after, he found that the other party's spirit ship had stopped there. What's going on? Not running anymore? Could it be a trap? He glanced around and found no enemies. With a sneer, his gaze fell on the spirit ship in front of him. Could it be that he was in despair? Very likely. He revealed a cruel smile. No matter who it was, being chased by an invincible king like him day and night, he would have broken down long ago. Crack, crack, crack. The cabin door of the Black Earth opened, and a dark red figure walked out. It was the Crimson Dragon. After the Crimson Dragon came out, he looked around and saw the Thousand Knives King not far in front of him. He revealed a contemptuous smile. "Damn old bastard. How dare you chase after me? Get lost. Otherwise, today will be the day you die." Hearing this, the Thousand Knives King was furious. A snake dared to speak to him like that? "You don't know death. I'll skin you alive later." With a tap of his foot, he instantly rushed out like a bolt of lightning. Seeing this scene, the Crimson Dragon pretended to be afraid and quickly ran into the Black Earth. However, it did not close the cabin door. All of this was to trick the Thousand Knives King into coming in. Sure enough, the Thousand Knives King did not hesitate and directly entered the Black Earth. "Let's see where you can run today." He was too excited. As long as he entered, the other party would have nowhere to go. Then, he would be able to kill these two ants as he wished. Ha 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 ha. Kneel down and accept your death. After the Thousand Knives King entered, he saw Lin Xian, and his smile became even wider. That was because this kid had a lot of treasures on him. Furthermore, there were a few skills that he wanted to take for himself. But soon, he was stunned. This was because he discovered that the other party didn't scream in fear as he had imagined. Instead, he revealed a cold smile. The dark red snake beside him laughed even more arrogantly than him. Ha 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 ha, are we dead meat? I think you're the one who's going to die. Old bastard, quickly kneel down and kowtow to us 100,000 times. Ben Huang can still consider letting you die a quick death later. Otherwise, Ben Huang will let you know what torture is. Courting death. At this point, the other party still dared to say such words? The Million Saber Emperor flicked his finger, firing a sharp saber glow. It grew in size, turning into a streak of divine rainbow as it hacked forward. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon used their movement techniques and quickly dodged. At the same time, the Crimson Dragon roared and activated the formation. Soon, the entire black earth lit up with countless runes, completely enveloping Lin Xian, the Crimson Dragon, and the Million Saber Emperor. Seeing this scene, the Million Saber Emperor frowned and sneered. A layer of blue armor appeared on his body. A sharp saber glow flickered on it. What can a mere formation do to me? He didn't care at all, unless it was a formation set up by a sage that could kill him. Otherwise, there was no chance at all. How could these two have a sage's formation in their hands? However, soon, he was stunned. The sky full of attacks that he had imagined did not happen. The surrounding formation flickered incomparably, forming a strange space and domain. Even the surrounding scenery had changed. They seemed to have left the spirit boat and arrived in a strange space. Surrounding them were vast mountains and primeval forests. In the distance, there was a Milky Way waterfall falling from the sky, making rumbling sounds. It was a scene of paradise. Where is this? The Million Saber Emperor frowned, his eyes emitting a cold light. Illusion? He carefully guarded his soul, but in his heart, he was even more disdainful. As a peerless swordsman, how tenacious was his mind? How could a mere illusion confuse him? Brat, do you think you can scare me by using a formation? Too naive. Now, you can die. The Million Saber Emperor pulled out the blue saber on his back and slashed out. Disillusionment Milky Way slash. When the saber slashed out, it was as if a universe starry sky was charging over. Humph! Lin Xian took a step forward. The nine-yang divine body bloomed with light, like a god. He waved his fist and used the heaven-fighting divine fist. The terrifying fist illuminated heaven and earth, directly charging forward. Boom, boom, boom. The fist and the saber light collided, making a shocking sound. In the next moment, the Million Saber Emperor screamed. He found that his saber light had been shattered by the other party's punch. How is this possible? The Million Saber Emperor's eyes widened, his face full of shock and disbelief. Just a day ago, he had beaten the other party until he vomited blood and kept running away. The other party did not dare to confront him head-on. But now, the other party had shattered his saber light with a punch? This was simply too shocking. Could it be that the other party's strength had undergone an earth-shattering change in just a day? He had also reached the invincible king realm? No. Impossible. It's definitely not like that. The Million Saber Emperor shook his head crazily. What a joke. It took me nearly 2,000 years to reach the invincible king realm. The other party reached it in a day? What a joke. Perhaps even the ancient emperors didn't have such ability. Damn it. What's going on? Illusion. It must be an illusion. The Million Saber Emperor roared crazily. He guessed that he might have fallen into an illusion. The previous scene was all an illusion. Damn illusion. Unseal it. Countless saber lights rushed out of his body, cutting through the void and slashing in all directions. As a saber user, his saber intent was very powerful. Therefore, he was confident that if he attacked with all his strength, he could definitely break this illusion. It's useless. Stop struggling. This isn't an illusion at all. The 1-pound Crimson Dragon also walked out, sneering. Old bastard, I've said it before. If you dare to come in, you'll die. Since you've come to die, then don't blame me for being impolite. The Crimson Dragon waved its dragon claw, and a black pearl appeared on top of its head. As it moved, the black pearl kept enlarging. It was like a black sun, burning fiercely and smashing forward. Damn snake, get out of my way. The million saber emperor trembled with anger. A snake dares to look down on me? The long saber in his hand slashed out again, turning into a sky full of stars, colliding with the black sun. An intense collision sound rang out, and the sky full of light exploded, so bright that people couldn't open their eyes. The million saber emperor screamed in horror. No, impossible. He realized that a snake could actually compete with him. They're evenly matched. What's going on? Could it be that this snake has also become an invincible king? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.